don't care if you've been watching that Wednesday Addams all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Vista. Smoke me out, fam, with all that dang shit. On my left, your boy Blue. Here we go.
If you see a bag of brown sugar and you don't say, brown sugar, baby, we can't be friends.
On my far right, engineering on the ones and twos, truck people out on the threes and fours, Chronos.
But also, if they say that, Blue, they could be drug addicts because he's talking about heroin. Just so you know. Anyway, Disneyland almost killed me. I lost my shit, but it's all good. We'll talk about it later.
Coming in off the top ropes, late, but trying to always be on time. Oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
So Chainsaw Man proved that you can phone into work and still get excellent productivity.
Right.
Don't let Elon hear you.
Elon's out here building motels out of his office buildings and shit.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't know.
Fucking Elon.
You don't care.
We back up in here. What kind of statistical analysis you got for us, Chronos?
First in the chat would be my lovely oldest favorite daughter. She's in this chat.
Damn.
And listener of the week would be Garmer's Tooth. I can't even. It's an interesting way to spell things. And also, I just want to say this because this second listener of the week would be a secret gummy stash, which is probably weed because gummies now are just they're weed.
This is a stoner friendly podcast. It always has been. Let's just admit
it has been. Yeah.
Awesome. Good
what
shit.
day? Let me see what day 420 falls on next year.
There you go.
Falls on a Wednesday.
I will talk about this.
Saturday.
Sorry, my lovely daughter. She commented about my sweater. It's not a jacket; it's a sweater. But I will talk about this on the podcast, like how cool this actually is.
It looked like a hoodie. A hoodie, right?
I definitely got some questions for sure. Not about the hoodie, but about Disneyland.
Okay.
All right.
I got answers.
420 falls on a Thursday.
Okay.
But
sure. Take that Friday off. Old Ninja, who you got? What type of beverages or malt liquor? What you doing today? This evening? What you doing? Who are you pouring it out for?
Oh, we're pouring out some St. Ides because I don't drink enough of it apparently.
Does anybody?
Apparently, if I'm still in business, so
I think it might give you a little dick. I'm just saying it could be Anaconda malt liquor.
Oh, that's Mountain Dew.
Oh, it's Mountain Dew.
Okay. Yeah. We're pouring out starting with Irene Cara. Cara is most famous for her role as Coco Hernandez in the 1980 musical film Fame, and for recording the film's title song Fame, which reached #1 in several countries. She also sang and co-wrote the song Flashdance, What a Feeling, for the film Flashdance. She won an Academy Award and a Grammy for that song. In 1976, she also starred in the original musical version of Sparkle and played the lead character.
Is that the one with, what's her name? Mariah Carey? Wasn't she at Sparkle? Or was that, it's Glitter, my bad. Mariah Carey was in Glitter.
Don't do that.
She also starred in the miniseries Roots: The Next Generation, and I believe it's pronounced.
There's a Roots Next Generation, like Star Trek Next Generation?
Yes, there's a whole phase of shows when Star Trek Next Generation started. Everything became the Next Generation. Roots: The Next Generation, Kung Fu: The Next Generation.
All that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like almost
right
there. Everything was the Next Generation just because of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Everything got named the Next Generation.
And also X, lots of X's. In the 90s.
Oh yeah.
For extreme.
She also was in the film. I believe this is the country. I don't know where the country was, but Guyana Tragedy, the story of Jim Jones. So she starred in the TV movie of that, which is about the time they probably will remake that around now.
Hold on 1 sec, old ninja. So for everybody who's fucking young as shit and don't know, when you hear the expression "don't drink the fucking Kool-Aid," that's where that shit fucking comes from.
I forgot. I didn't forget, but I realize now that people probably won't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's just one of those things that like keeps going.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, that's probably like they keep doing Jeffrey Dahmer, and they're about to do another John Wayne Gacy. That's about time.
They need to stop.
It's about time they do another Jim Jones.
They need to stop with like America's fetishism with serial killers, especially white dudes. Like,
yeah, but how we
just
gonna
stop it?
Mostly white dudes.
But how we gonna know? Well, I learned some stuff with Dahmer. I didn't know all that shit.
Yeah, you know what? You know who else learns about shit from like serial killers? New serial killers.
Yeah, they're gonna be it. They're gonna do it.
No, I don't think there's like much to be gained historically. They were just some asshole murderers. I understand like a certain aspect of like you're doomed to repeat history, but in these things, like we all know, don't kill people, right?
Yeah, should know.
Why are we like making these whole like we literally have a law just against making money off of serial killers in like movies and TV shows? Did you realize that?
I didn't know there was a law about that.
There's a law.
Yeah.
I know there's a law that the serial killer themselves cannot make money off of their crimes.
Yeah.
That's true. At least in California, it is different per state. Each state has different weird ass fucking laws about that shit.
And they had to make it for a reason because there was I forget who the fuck it was, but somebody made money off of their own like biopic off of being a serial killer. It's like, well, because I don't understand why people keep making these shows about serial killers.
Their movies. Hey, I kind of gotta side with your sister on this because Candle Guru, because I like her original name, D-Smack, but Candle Guru, she kind of put me on game because I kept asking her because it seems to be a trend among women. I'm like, why do y'all keep watching all these fucking films and movies about guys that keep killing women and raping? Yes, that's what she said. She said we know to look for the red flags. Look for the signs and the behavior because guess what? Most of these motherfuckers end up exhibiting the same fucking behavior that people seem to fucking ignore.
But you know what? Hold on.
Go ahead.
What was wild though with Dahmer though, he was going after gay and sometimes underage men.
No, not sometimes. Mostly.
Yeah.
So
a man of color.
The thing about Dahmer, he knew his base. Because he knew nobody would look for them. That's why he chose them.
Yeah, I don't. It's the
that was the sign of the times back then. Nobody cared about that demographic. That's why he chose them.
I mean, I understand that part, and even to my sister's point about knowing what the signs to look for. If you need a movie or a TV show to know to realize the signs of what to look for in a bad person, I mean, fuck.
I mean,
seriously.
But that's the thing, though. Some of these guys, they hide like fucking Ted Bundy, the epitome of the quote unquote nice guy, and like nobody, like these girls he was dating, a lot of them didn't know that he was raping and killing all these other chicks.
I still disagree because it still happens. Like you can keep making how many goddamn serial killer movies and shows that we had out? How many serial killers have we had out still? How many mass murders do we still have? Like this is not helping anything. Just facts alone shows that this problem is not getting any better; it's getting worse. And I don't think that. Putting these people on a pedestal is helping at all. I think it's actually making it worse.
I disagree about putting them on a pedestal. I think this shows light on these people's vices and what people should be looking for, especially if you are neighbors to these people. Because we had that case in California about the girl who went missing. It was about the cops in Berkeley. They were the ones looking at the signs. They asked the kids what was going on. Come to find out that they were part of a whole missing, the kids of a missing girl that got, I don't remember her name at the moment, but I remember it was because of the people that saw the signs that were going on and they investigated. Just a couple of simple questions got them to the truth, got these people arrested, and saved these people's lives. I mean, a lot of people, they're kind of stuck in the Nunya mentality.
So wouldn't it be easier just to make like a couple of shows of like what to look for in a fucking serial killer instead of going through this? Hold on. Instead of going through like their entire history of like this person and like the crimes that he did and the gruesome shit that he did and all just like come out with a show on like the signs to look for, not just basically tell me this dude's fucking life murder story across 9 episodes or some shit, or create a whole movie out of it.
I mean, there are shows that show you. I mean, they're Criminal Minds, CSI.
Yeah, those are all
like
the same thing though. They're all like. I'll put it this way.
They do what you asked. They focus on law enforcement.
Yeah, they focus on fantasy law enforcement, but it's just if you look at like countries where these shows are like really heavily consumed, and then look at their actual murder rates and actual like serial killer rates, like all this media is being consumed mostly by America, and this is where the vast majority of these fucking people happen to be fucking found. It's almost like it's a cyclical thing. I don't see people in like other countries like that are mainly peaceful consuming this bullshit.
Well, I mean, Canada has similar viewing patterns as America, and like Dahmer was extremely popular on just Netflix streaming. Well, I can find the data, but probably popular out there too.
I would think find the data, and even saying with Canada, I mean, Canada is nice and all, but I mean,
they got serial murders too.
Yeah, like tell me how popular it is in like someplace like Japan. How popular are these shows in Japan?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's not in Japan.
Or like any other, top 10 peaceful countries out there. Like I don't think these are very popular shows at all in those countries.
I bet you Sweden's watching that shit, but then Sweden has very, low, like a low killing homicide rate.
Yeah, I get the whole aspect of someone financially benefiting that's done heinous crimes, but I don't necessarily see a problem with learning about some horrific historical shit.
Yeah, I mean, coming from Prodigy's point of view, he didn't know shit about this killer.
Well, I didn't.
So. Yeah, I understand learning. I understand, I guess, some of the learning aspect, but I feel like it's not like the way that people are consuming these things. It's not just like learning. Like they're really invested in that person. Like some of them are like sympathetic on like what they've done, and it's just like it's kind of gross to me. I think from a historical aspect, you're right. I guess people should know them generally speaking, but like making a goddamn series out of this person, it's just like.
I mean, if we don't learn about this shit, I mean, we're kind of doomed to repeat it.
Are we though? Because there's places that none of these things have ever happened before, and they're just fucking
or
fine.
Don't happen as frequently,
or hardly at all.
Yeah, I mean,
I was the only person I know that I remember that were out there eating people. I mean, other than like the plane crash of like the soccer team, was the only person I heard.
They were kind of forced to do that. That was a whole different situation. They weren't around picking out victims and shit. But my thing is this because he's dead and gone. He's been dead for decades. This is now just like fictionalized rehashing of what he did and apparently in this series, which I've seen. The last one I saw was the one with Jeremy Renner, which was actually just as disturbing, but it was done very well. These are like I mean, most of the people that I get, there's this sensationalization of these murders because probably they were gruesome. And when's was the last time we seen anything on this level of cannibalism and murder and him almost getting caught but not getting? I mean, most of that shit's kind of nipped in the bud pretty quickly nowadays.
We did have the Vallejo killer. We had the Vallejo killer, and then we have
Sacramento. There's a Sacramento guy. They caught him. Anyway, moving on.
Serious
real
tangent.
Real quick on the woman who died. You said she was in the movie Fame, but also the TV series, or just the movie?
The musical film. She's not in the TV series. She did the song for Fame.
Gotcha.
So, and she also did the song for Flashdance, the movie.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or she co-wrote, and she won a Grammy and an Academy. She had released three albums and continued to act and sing up until 2016. She even had a band called Hot Caramel or Caramel, depending on where you're from. She died at the age of 63 at her home. There you go. Next up, we have Clarence Gilliard Jr., the actor best known for playing the computer hacker Theo in Die Hard and Naval Flight Officer Marcus Sundown. That's ironic. Williams in Top Gun. He also played the partner to Chuck Norris's character in Walker, Texas Ranger TV series, and he appeared in the TV series Matlock for 3 seasons, from season 3 until the show ended. He's also in Mad.
One of his best known lines, and the quarterback is toast.
Which is ironic because in Madden 18 He is the voice of the high school coach Devin Wade in the long shot section of the game. He was an associate professor in the College of Fine Arts in the Department of Theater at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas, where he taught stage and screen acting. He died at the age of 66 due to an undisclosed illness. Next up is Mills Lane. Mills Lane was a Hall of Fame boxing referee and a two-term Nevada judge. He refereed the infamous Tyson versus Holyfield.
He was also a U.S. Marine. Just saying.
He had his own TV show titled Judge Mills Lane and voiced himself as a referee in the MTV claymation show Celebrity Deathmatch. Actually, it's not claymation; it's like a stop motion animation. I don't know what this is. Celebrity Deathmatch. His catchphrase was "Let's get it on," both in real life and on the show. He had suffered a stroke in 2002, which left him partially paralyzed and virtually unable to speak.
I wonder if he ever uses catchphrase when he's about to get some with his wife or something. He's like, "Ha, let's get it on."
I almost said something super dank, but I'm gonna leave it alone. The city of Reno has a Mills Lane Day because he presided. They also dedicated their Supreme Courthouse to Mills Lane. He died at the age of 85.
Yeah.
And then last we have Kirstie Alley. It has been debated if whether her breakout role was as Lieutenant Saavik in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan or as Rebecca Howe in Cheers, but she was definitely a standout kind of actress in Star Trek. Star Trek II was her first on-screen role. The popular films that she was also in was Look Who's Talking and its sequels, which made her even popular. She would go on to star in Sibling Rivalry, Village of the Dam, It Takes Two, Just Deconstructing Harry, Horatio Poor, and Drop Dead Gorgeous. She's won a Daytime Emmy and a Golden Globe for her role in Cheers. She stayed on the show for 6 years. She had her own show on Showtime called Fat Actress and would appear on Dancing with the Stars, Celebrity Big Brother, and The Masked Singer. She died of colon cancer at the age of 71.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're doing your thing and whatnot. I'm gonna rain on some parades.
Here we go.
I'm gonna rain on some fucking parades. Look, Kirstie Alley had a whole lot of fucking racial problems and anti-diversity in Hollywood. Made jokes about. I think I sent to everybody the clip. Back in the day with Barbara Walters interviewing her, made jokes about how parents dressing up in blackface and a Ku Klux Klan robe and whatnot. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me just in perspective. You said her mom was dressed in blackface, but her dad was dressed as
a Klansman.
That's the other side. So not like they were both just innocent.
Yeah. So, and again, she didn't seem to have any problem with this either. So, I got issues with Kirstie Alley. Fuck her, and I don't want to do some pouring out anything for her. Fuck that bitch.
Oh, dang. I mean, I know she had some pretty conservative views, but I mean this was
it's one thing to say someone has conservative views. It's a whole other thing to be really okay.
Yeah, we need to like disconnect the conservative views from actual racism. Conservative views for me is like saving money with the fucking government. Non-conservative views for me would be like, thinking that black people are funny because they're poor.
Mm-hmm.
So I think people need to like disconnect the, well, actually, I don't know. Today, I mean, it's hard to disconnect it, right? Because a lot of the Republican Party has been like super fucking racist. So.
What you just like brought up, they seem to go hand in hand with some very conservative views.
It's not all of them, but it is enough of them.
I think it's more than enough in them for my liking.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But I will say that Kirstie Alley was pretty badass back in the day before she got fat and old. I mean, she was badass in fucking Star Trek. Like everyone loved that character. Like sexy and Vulcan did not go in the same go in the same sentence until she appeared. I didn't know too much. I knew a little bit about her private life. I knew there was some shit she said because she backed Trump, but then she reneged on Trump and nobody cared. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not okay with just kind of glancing over some of that bullshit. She was real loud about some being against everybody who's on this show. Let's just say that.
So I'm gonna say this. Even though she may have been loud, your boy H.P. Lovecraft was even louder about it, and you still love his work. So
He's commented about this before. I guess we should.
Yeah, I've gone into a whole bunch of detail about this, but
I'm aware. But you can, like, you separated the person from their work.
So. No, hold on. Jeez, I guess we'll do this again. I really cherish a fictional character. I've never praised on this show H.P. Lovecraft as a person because of his history. A fictional character, yes. But that's very different from someone being, we're talking about the person, Christy Alley, right? We're not talking about a fictional character. We're talking about the person.
Oh, yeah, we are talking about the person. I was talking about, like, her portrayal as Lieutenant Havoc was one of my favorite roles.
Was her role racist?
Yeah, but you didn't have RIP for a character, though. Just saying.
Yeah, man.
That's true. I wish. Yeah. But...
Did she die in Star Trek, the character?
No, she didn't. No, she just kind of just fades away.
All right, man.
Christy was bad back in the day. She was fine as hell.
Hey, nobody's taken away from her looks in the 80s and whatnot.
I think
not at all.
Blue would probably hate fuck her if he was single.
Yeah. Unless she used the N-word. She called me the N-word, but like, okay, this is done. Get out of my bed.
Mm-hmm. She'd whisper it, and then she started yelling it.
Oh, damn.
What happened?
It's like right when she busted, she'd be like, the N-word. And you're like, fuck. Yeah. God damn it. That's the ultimate insult right there.
Damn.
What happened in Disneyland? Was that the end of the RIP?
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was it. I saved my son off.
All right, so I went to Disneyland last week. So sorry about the missing. You know what? I don't like missing podcasts.
You ain't sorry.
I am. I really am. Like, I totally like when we scheduled out the vacation. I totally didn't realize that it was going to be on a Wednesday. We're going to try to do it like later on in the week. It just didn't work out. I think in the future, I'm just going to like do some clips and drop some like funny clips on like the days that we happen to miss. Because at this point, we have fucking over 300 episodes. We got plenty of goddamn clips I can just put out there. Other podcasts that I listen to, they do like some rewinds and shit like that. So we can do the same thing if we happen to miss podcasts. We're adults. We all have lives. Anyway, went to Disneyland for my daughter's 6th birthday last week. And I have to say, it was kind of like the first night was a goddamn shit show. Not the first night. I'm sorry. The second night on her actual birthday was a shit show. So we stayed in the Disneyland hotel. I'm saying it's a shit show, but it's not Disneyland's fault. It's like it's a parenting fault of me and Kay, of like not preparing enough with our daughter with all the things that Disneyland brings. And
it's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's definitely like a, sensorial overload to both parents and kids. Like there's a lot of shit going on that you have to like pay attention to, and if your kid isn't used to like having like all this sensory input, they're gonna lose their shit. And if you're a parent or me, you might lose your shit. Or if you're me, you would definitely lose your shit. So, yeah, I think the first night or the second night, I guess, we were there, it was a problem because our daughter just had too much sensory input and she just didn't want to go to bed and she wanted to take a shower and like all this shit happened and I was just like, all right, so I kind of lost my shit on her. Lost my shit. I didn't like fucking beat her up or anything. I had to yell at her a little bit and like physically remove her from like places. Well, in the hotel room, which is like another thing that's like a problem. We have plans now in the future on like how to like deal with this, but yeah, it was a lot. And then like but because of like the first night happened or the second night, whatever, like the next day, she realized that when she was tired, she told us like super early, like, hey, I'm getting tired. Like, all right, so we came back like I think on the second Disneyland like day there. I think we left Disneyland like probably like 6. Maybe 5:30 or 6, like super early to come back. And like The second night was much better. The third night was even better because I was like at the end of like the first full day at Disneyland, I was like, we're gonna fucking leave in the morning because you're acting like you're out of your mind, and I'm not dealing with this for another 2 days. I'm just not gonna do it. Like we're just gonna. I understand we spent thousands of dollars, but I am ready to go. Luckily, the next day things calmed down, but I was 100% legit. I was like, we'll just fucking go. So I was down to just fucking go. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it was actually after that was a really good time. I think one of the problems with me specifically with the first full day in Disneyland is that I had to actually get because you're probably wondering like, hey, how the fuck did you get around with a broken ass foot? I had to get one of those electronic scooters to like drive around on, which was
working at all.
What's up?
Oh, so you weren't walking around at all? You're just like scooting.
Yeah. I had on the scooter. I had like my crutches with me, and when I had to like get up and like get around a little bit, I used my crutches and stuff. So I think that actually contributed to me losing my shit, is because I didn't get any kind of physical activity during the day. I was just kind of irritated. I couldn't fucking walk around. I think it kind of wore me throughout the day. But yeah. Using a scooter was kind of weird though, because I was like one of the few people that wasn't like, how do I put this non-disrespectfully to like large people? But I already said it. I was one of the few people that was not like really large on, electronic scooter.
We were in Florida. They were everywhere.
Yeah.
There was more scooters than there were kids. I felt like it was ridiculous. But yeah, continue.
It's quite strange to see like these people that are just like, I mean, I'm wearing like a boot. And it's like, obviously my foot is fucked up. It's like seeing people that look like they probably could walk, but honestly, I don't know, because you never know by looking at somebody like what their disability could be. Like maybe there's problems with their hips, their bones, whatever. But yeah, it's just like there's a lot of people that were using those scooters, and I was just like, yeah. And it's also kind of weird to like get around with one of those. Actually, it's not. I guess at Disneyland, what's kind of crazy about Disneyland is that it's really fucking accessible. For people with disabilities.
Yep.
So that's like a huge plus for Disneyland. Like they make sure like the vast majority of the rides are accessible to people that are, have some sort of disability. They ask you, like they asked me, like anytime I had to like get on a ride, hey, are you able to like get on the ride? Like, do you need,
can you get the ride and stuff?
Yeah, they can stop the ride. That's what they asked me. Because they said, can you get on the ride within like, I think it was like 10, 15, or 30 seconds, right?
Yep.
And if you couldn't, then they had to stop the ride, which is fine. But it's like really good. They're like so on the ball with that kind of shit. Because there were people there though, like that obviously had like legit disabilities that needed to have like a fucking crane or some shit, like pick them up out of their chair. Like no. I mean like a crane isn't like not people that I want to say like not large people, like people that are like normal sized, but like literally cannot walk and cannot get up out of their chair.
Yeah.
And
I know that for the Alice in Wonderland ride, like one of their carts is actually specifically made for people in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
So actually can get on with their wheelchair, which is kind of cool.
That's right.
I've seen it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's the same thing with I went to the Star Wars thing and like the Smuggler's Run. There's one specific spot where it's easier for people that have disabilities to use.
Yeah.
Because like I could pull my ECV, electronics scooter vehicle, whatever the fuck they called. Anyway, I can pull like right into there and then like kind of hobble in. But yeah, I mean, like if you are somebody that is, can't walk or has some other sort of disability, like Disneyland, they're definitely accommodating towards shit like that. I never even noticed it before until I went there. And if honestly, you can get through like the vast majority of the lines way quicker. Because you can just come through like the back end. There's like a secret like entrance for people that are in a wheelchair or something like that, which I used kind of a lot.
Well, you should, and you should. Like, there's no shame in that. Like, you needed to.
I feel like a lot of amusement parks have added that kind of level of accessibility because of Disneyland and their rendition of how they treat people that are disabled. Because apparently everyone else has kind of stepped up their game as well.
Yeah, it made me feel like not like I felt like I could still like participate with stuff because there were some rides that I didn't do, but like the vast majority of the rides I did do. And it was just like it wasn't really a big deal. I just went through because I had lighting passes. Which pro tip, if you have kids, get the fucking light. If you can afford it, if you have kids, I don't want to be an asshole. If you can afford it and you have kids, get the goddamn lightning lane pass, or just do it. Don't stand in fucking. Nobody wants to go to Disneyland and stand in line for like half the time that you're there.
2 hours.
Yeah, it's insane. So just pay the extra. And like the way the lightning lane works now. They've gotten even smarter about it. You can get like the Genie Pass, the Genie Plus thing, where you can like basically use like this little smartwatch type thing, where you can load in. Because we stayed in the Disneyland hotel, which is like basically on the property, but it's really connected to, what do you call it, downtown Disney. So it's like you walk into downtown Disney and then you get to the park. Which that also I really liked as far as like security goes, because you do the security checkpoint to get into downtown Disney is like on all, like to get in, it's basically like a mall, downtown Disney. And you do the checkpoint to get into the mall. And then after you get through the mall, then you can get to actual Disneyland. And then it's way easier to get in because they already checked you at the fucking mall or whatever. So that part was nice. And just like overall, like the park, like the way that with the lighting lane, if you're on, so like they have a whole thing on like your phone now where you can have like a Disneyland app, and with lighting lanes now you have to basically like go on the app and then see like what lighting lanes are available. You have to sign up for like what time you want to go. And this I think does like a lot of good things, because when you go to like any ride for the lighting lane is never long. Like it's like we never stood in line for longer than like maybe 10 minutes. I want to say that might have been the max.
I was gonna say 20. That's good.
Yeah, might have been the max was 10 minutes.
That's real good.
When we use the lighting lane. And it's because like they do, there's like an algorithm on the app where it says like, hey, I want to do this now. And you have to like go, and you have like an hour. So it's not like you say like the time, you have to get there at the exact time. You have to go like within an hour. And then when you check in with your phone or your Genie Pass, then it checks you in, and then you're available to sign up for another lighting lane. So you can only do one lighting lane at a time, which I think is really smart on their part to like cut down on like the traffic in the lighting lane. So it's definitely worth the price if you can afford it. Of course, I don't know. Like we just got a package. For us it was reasonable.
So it looks like the lighting name is like between $12 to $25 a person per ride.
Per ride? Oh, well, we got like a package. So it was like, I don't know. It didn't cost us.
And it's only for certain rides.
Yeah, it's for certain rides, but it's like all the major ones. So
yeah, all the big name ones.
It's $25 per ride. There's packages because we got a.
But
package.
it also depends on like the day, how crowded it is. It's like everything's.
So definitely, like,
and what ride it is too, right? Depending on the ride too. Some rides are more
because
expensive than others.
like I said, we got a package. So
you got a package, but
and the package, it was just like anytime you want to do lighting lane, you can only do one at a time. But anytime you want to do it, just do it.
Yeah.
And honestly, for like we were there for 3 days. We paid like for the Disneyland hotel and to go to the park with semi-parkable passes. So we did Disneyland twice and then California Adventure once. And that was like a little less than $3,000 with staying in the hotel, which is with lighting lane and all that shit. To us, it was like reasonable. It didn't seem like that bad. But it's also is off peak. So pro tip for anybody that's out there, just don't go to fucking Disneyland during peak hours. Don't go during the fucking summer. You're probably not going to have a good time. Go, if you have kids, take them out of school for a couple days, make sure they make up their work, and then just bring them during off-peak. Like, because, our daughter's birthday is on the 29th of November, and so it's the week after, Thanksgiving, and it's off-peak. So things are cheaper, and less people are going to be there. And so that just, for us, it was kind of a no-brainer. We took her out of, school for a couple days, and it was fine. And, yeah, like the one of the cool things about like going to Disneyland, if you have kids, especially if you have daughters, I don't think it applies to like, well, it can apply to I guess, sons as well. But if your daughters dress up as princesses, do that during, your trip to Disneyland, because literally, like, one of the, I think our daughter was dressed up as Ariel, and we were walking down. This is like right after she got a signature from, what's the girl's name from?
Moana?
Shit. No, not Moana. It was one of the recent ones. The ones where all the families have powers.
The Madrigals?
Yeah, the Madrigals. The Mirabelle. Yeah, she
Mirabelle.
literally just saw Mirabelle, and she got a signature from her, and she had like a lot of fun. She loves that movie, and she was coming out, and she's walking down, and one of the people that was working on like some stand said, "Oh my God, you're Ariel." And it was like one of the people that worked there, and she goes, "Can I have a signature from you?" And she pulled out her like signature book and asked our daughter for her signature. And I was like, "That is so fucking cool!" Like,
that's pretty dope.
Yeah, it made her goddamn day. Like, seriously.
I'm gonna dress up as a princess now. I'm gonna be.
Do it.
It's worth it.
Do it and film it.
It's worth it. I'm gonna be.
Hey,
star for
watch
a day.
them give you free entry into the fucking park. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say extra pro tip. If you have a Costco membership, Costco sells like Disney bundles, and they sell out literally the day they go on. But if you can catch them, that's like because they're like a good 30% off or more sometimes.
Well, actually, I mean, we compared the prices, and I think so. Kay, she's the one who actually, because I was gonna do it, and then she took over and she booked everything. And so when she booked it, she said it was very similar, and so she just booked it through Disneyland. So I was like, fine. And what's really cool about booking through Disney, well, so this is what happens when you go to book through Costco, it still redirects you to Disneyland.
Yeah,
right. So it might be some sort of discount, which is kind of weird. But what I would suggest, like everybody does, is especially if you're staying like on the Disneyland properties, like the resort or the hotels or whatever, is you can sign up to have like certain meals. You can like reserve a spot for meals, and I would highly recommend doing that, because we did that for Riley's birthday. We did breakfast at the Disneyland Hotel, which is where we're staying, at the Goofy's Cafe or some shit. And so she got to take pictures with Goofy when, as like a chef. And so she loved that. And then as you're eating, like you have like all the Disney, not all the Disney characters, we have certain Disney characters that are walking around the restaurant as you're like eating in this buffet. So like her first day at Disneyland started at breakfast in the hotel. She got to meet Goofy, fucking Minnie Mouse, which is her favorite. I think Chip from Chip and Dale's, and somebody else. I can't remember who the fuck it was. But they're like, they will interact with you. They'll take pictures with you. Like, they want to like interact with you. And so for kids, it's like really, even for me, like I was, I wasn't really into it until it was Pluto. Pluto, like literally I was like sitting at our table, and he's like sniffing my ear, and I was like, what the fuck? And then like he wanted to get a picture with me, and I was like, all right, so I was like, shit now. So
Pluto almost got choked out.
Yeah. And then the second day we went to the California something, I forget, but it was like a really cool hotel, and they had Minnie as well, and Mickey, and a few other, and the other one, Chip or Dale, one of the other two, and it was just like, it was really cool to like sit down there and have like a reservation at a place to like get your food. And the food was good, and seeing all the Disney characters was cool as fuck too. So if you can do that, and you can reserve like all of your meal times on the app, And so I think if you want to plan out your day, usually I don't like planning out, vacations, but I think with Disneyland you probably should, because there's like just a shitload of people, and you might not be able to eat like where the fuck you want to eat. So. Yeah.
What's also cool about the Genie Plus app too is like you can it's their version of like Uber Eats, not Uber Eats, but like basically Uber Eats. Yeah, but like you can order ahead, which will save you a bunch of time. So you can be like, oh, we're hungry, let's check out this place, and you put in there saying like you pick up you want this and this. It'll tell you what time to be there to pick up your order. You don't have to wait in line. Everything's like done through the app. So you're like speed right through there, which is kind of cool. Because when I went to Florida to Disney World, they had a similar app then. I think it was called Genie, but it wasn't Genie Plus yet, because Genie Plus they added more features to it. But like, yeah, you could do all that cool stuff, like book your time for when you're getting on rides, reservations for like restaurants you want to check out. Because we went to be our guest inside of Disney World, which was really, really cool. I even got the great stuff.
Oh, what?
Is that the one from Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, the one from Beauty and the Beast. Be our guest. But yeah, it's Disney's. They got the shit on lock. Like they know how to treat their guests, which is really cool.
Be our guest.
One of the interesting thing about Disneyland, which I learned recently, is that like the reason why Disneyland is so clean is that there's always a trash can within like 15 feet. Like you don't have to go far to throw something away. Unlike like in the cities where like you have to like go blocks and blocks. I was gonna say this is the same. This is true in Japan too, but that's not the case because people are just fucking polite. They just take their trash with them to where they're going to go throw it away instead of just throwing that shit on the street.
Yeah.
So, I got at least one question.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So, you went to the Galaxy Quest area of the park?
Galaxy Quest, sir. What are you talking
I'm
about?
sorry.
I was like, isn't that Tim Allen's movie?
Yes.
No, that was good. What do they call it?
You talking about the Avengers Campus?
Star Wars. No, the Star Wars area. They call it
yeah.
Galaxy.
I went
But
there.
you call
Galaxy
it
Spire. I did call it Galaxy Quest because it's based off the book too. But the Spire and all this stuff. Anyway, question is, did you buy a lightsaber?
I did not. I didn't build one. I didn't buy one. Well, because I was asking Kate, like she wanted to go do the lightsaber thing, and she said no. I was like, okay, like we won't do it. But we went. It was cool as shit. What's really weird about Disneyland is like having like the Avengers Campus and then Star Wars in the same fucking place. I'm just like, what? It's so weird. Like you're walking in between like worlds as you're like walking through like all these things.
Multiverse.
It's like, yeah, and it's like so weird because you go from like Frontierland to fucking Star Wars.
Yep.
And it's like nothing is the same throughout any of these places. And it's like, but it's really cool because you get to like literally bring like parts of your childhood like together. Like obviously I love Star Wars and Disneyland is cool as fuck too. And it's like bringing these things together is it's really dope. But no, I didn't do like they had like the cheapo like lightsaber stations.
Oh yeah, no, you got to do the customized one.
Once I'm able-bodied again, I think if we go again, I'll probably do like the whole custom lightsaber experience. But yeah, that time I didn't do it.
They need to bring back Captain EO. I'm pissed.
Yeah, forever, bro.
Dude, Captain EO was legit back in the day. That shit
scared me as a kid. God damn, that chick with the fingernails.
That shit was dope as fuck.
I actually got a copy of it, of Captain EO, like a digital copy of the movie.
Really?
It's not in 3D though, but it's the actual movie.
So you can actually watch the movie on YouTube.
Oh, shit.
You can watch it on YouTube. It like skips some of the. It's weird because the screen effects are there, so they kind of skip it. You can tell where it's cut, but like the rest of
is Captain EO canon to the Star Wars universe?
No, they're not even.
Some of the characters are in Star Wars, like the little pink elephant guy or blue elephant guy.
Yeah, that's true.
I gotta look this up.
He's in the band. He played music.
I don't remember. I just know that there's the little creature thing with the long ass tail. Because I used to have that fucking thing, and then I don't remember the pink dude, but everything else. It looked more like the people from Doom because they're like when Michael spreads that music magic to them, they all spin and they go from these black fucking fucked up ass outfits to these like white like I don't know skin tight fucking outfits. Pretty funny.
People had to really be there. Like you had to be in
you
the
had to be
fucking
there.
80s or early 90s,
George,
whatever the fuck time period. Like
George Lucas wrote
he wrote it, but it was directed by.
He produced it too.
Yeah, but it was filmed by Francis Ford Coppola.
And it was produced.
Fire.
It was produced by Lucasfilm.
As long as he didn't direct it, because he's not a good director.
God damn.
I mean, he's not.
I'm curious at this.
He did the first Star Wars. I mean, come on.
And what was the best Star Wars? It was.
I still think Empire is the best, but
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
he didn't direct
first Star Wars. No, he didn't. But the first Star Wars is the one that like kicked off the whole madness and whatnot.
It did, but he still. I will hold to my guns. He is not a good director.
Yeah, I have to disagree because I mean, unless you've seen American Graffiti or THX 1138, you'd be like, oh, these are actually pretty good films. They're actually very good films. Very good. Um,
I saw American Graffiti.
I've seen
Way back
American
in the day.
Graffiti and I've seen THX 1138.
I haven't
They're
seen
both
no.
very.
I will hold to my guns. He's not a good director. Anyway,
I will.
he
I
created
will
some good
just.
shit though. Anyway, I guess I'll wrap up the Star Wars thing. If you're gonna go to Star Wars, have a plan with your kids. Just saying, plan. There was something else I want to say too about fucking Disneyland. Oh, the sweater that I'm wearing. This is actually from Disneyland. This is Wakanda Forever sweater. So you see, like here, Wakanda Forever. So yeah, I got my my Black Panther shit. I will say though, I was very disappointed with part of Disneyland for not really playing up enough about Black Panther. So I this is what bothered me. So I went to the Avengers campus, which is actually pretty cool because like when I first got there, I didn't know there's like it might be an hourly show. I don't know how many fucking times they play this show, but Spider-Man comes out and he's like jumping all over the fucking Spider-Man or all over the Avengers campus, doing all kinds of crazy acrobatics and shit. And then he jumps down, he Spider-Man's webs down the fucking building. Then he comes out to the crowd and is like slapping hands and shit. So that was my introduction to the Avengers campus. It was Spider-Man doing Spider-Man shit. I was amazed. All right. I was like, this is really fucking cool. So we go through, and I just wanted to get to like, because I knew they had the Wakanda Gardens. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, they got the Wakanda Gardens. I knew that they had like I think the former Tower of Terror got changed to like the Guardians of the Galaxy something. And so I just wanted to see the Wakanda Gardens. So we're going through, and I'm like, oh, like they have like this, you know, the PIM. No, it was like the PIM. They're like basically like their food court in the Avengers campus was like Pym whatever. I'm like that's kind of weird, like seeing like Hank Pym shit here because you know he's not an Avenger, but whatever. We'll just keep it rolling, or at least not in the movies. So we go through all that shit, and then I go to like the Wakanda Gardens, and I'm looking for like Wakanda like merch. I'm like, where's the Wakanda merch? So we get to the Wakanda Gardens, and I'm like, all right, this is fucking sad. Like. Literally, it's like maybe like 10 pieces of artwork in like this empty area where like nobody is. And like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, Black Panther was like Black Panther is way larger of a movie than Ant-Man. And they had the Pym fucking thing or whatever. Pym is like painted all over goddamn, the Avengers campus. But, Black Panther weighed way more money than Ant-Man, and Ant-Man is not even fucking Hank Pym. So it's just like, well, how the fuck do you have somebody that's not even like the main character in a movie gets his fucking name all over like a lot of places in the Avengers campus, and then you get like this kind of a semi shit show of the Wakanda Gardens, I'm just like, I was fucking disappointed. I was like, I don't know if maybe there's plans in the future because of the latest movie, being another hit for Black Panther, but they need to really up the, but also at the same time, I need to kind of retract that because I'm thinking of like, what did they actually show in the Avengers campus? There was nothing for Thor. There was nothing for Captain America. There was nothing for Black Widow. There was nothing for, I think I already said Thor, right? So they just had Spider-Man, and then it's Hank Pym shit, and then Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's kind of like really hit or miss, but I would think like at this point, I mean, Wakanda has like a really unique look and feel to it, right? Like why wouldn't you have something like that there? But I don't know. I was in my feels about it. And then eventually I found a place to like buy some decent merch, but
well, they're always changing stuff. Like Star Wars area is relatively new. Like that whole section.
So the Avengers part, yeah, that's all new too. Yeah.
Yeah. So things can get added on. But it's difficult because a lot of the old timers with fucking Disneyland, they don't like completely changing an area, and you only have so much space. So trying to be like, we're going to take away Tomorrowland or Frontierland, no, the fuck you're not. Like, even though that shit seems real old to people who are like, kids right now, that shit has been part of the park since it opened. So, in terms of those core areas, but they could still find ways to add things and switch it up, or
I mean, they've been adding things for a while. And speaking of which, they're literally adding something this month. This is the last month you can go to Splash Mountain because they're changing that to Princess and the Fog area.
That's cool. Okay,
starting next month, they're shutting it down on like the 23rd or something, and they're gonna start construction next month to redo that whole area.
And there were still, I think it was next to Splash Mountain. They're already like starting construction on like a lot of shit. So yeah, that's fine. Like, it's just, I think that they're doing the best that they really can, especially like Disneyland, because like Disney World has like way more square footage,
way more real estate, way
more. I mean, Disney World is like basically a fucking city.
Yep.
Yeah.
Disneyland is big, but I mean it's big for like the area.
It's surrounded by a city.
It's right smack,
not LA.
Yeah.
This is also. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, just like Prodigy said, they can only build so much. There's only so much land where they're working on. So.
Yeah. Also, this is a tip for people that like to drink. Disneyland is for children. Okay. There's only 2 places to drink in all of Disneyland. California Adventure is more for adults, but kids can have fun too.
Yep.
Okay. But there's plenty of places to drink at California Adventures. The second day I might have taken something that made my whole day better. Maybe that's why it was better. I'm just saying.
Happy juice.
Damn.
But another thing that was kind of crazy to me. Well, actually not kind of crazy. I kind of fucked up on, I think it was maybe the second day. So our daughter is actually really tall and big for her age. And so she is above 4'5", which is like what's 54 centimeters or not centimeters, 54 inches. I think it is. Yeah. Sure. And so she wanted to go on a ride, and it was the Incredibles ride, roller coaster, like a legit roller coaster. And she was like, "I want to go." And I'm like, "All right, if you're tall enough, like let's go." And she was tall enough. Holy shit! Don't do that. Do not take your 5-6-year-old on a goddamn adult roller coaster. Like, just don't do it.
Does she not have a good time? Or?
I mean, no. I mean, at first she was like, "Oh yeah, this is fun," but it was like, first of all, it's really fucking fast, and it goes upside down, and there's like a bunch of drops. So, yeah.
So it's like her first roller coaster.
Well, it wasn't her first roller coaster, but it was like her first like adult roller coaster, and she was fucking terrified at the end. She's like, "Is it gonna end? Is it gonna end? Is it gonna end?" I was just like, "Oh fuck, kid, I'm sorry. Like we're stuck. Like I can't I can hold your hand, but we're on this ride together." So,
dude, I remember the first time I went to Disneyland as a kid, and the ride Space Mountain scared the shit out of me, man. Like I was scared to get on it from the outside. Like I hadn't even got into the building. Like I just could hear people screaming and stuff. And then once I got in there, I realized it was like hella dark in there. I didn't want to get on there at all. Like that ride scared the shit out of me. But now, like as an adult, or even as I got older, getting in there, that ride is hella fun because you can't see shit.
Yeah, it's all fucking glow in the dark. That's the best
part. Shit. It's not even glow in the dark. It's just dark.
Actually, it's funny to me because I love Space Mountain, but I was terrified of the Matterhorn. Matterhorn is what fucked me up.
I think that's the wooden coaster,
Yeti?
right?
No, it's the one that's the one that has the Yeti in the middle. So there's two versions. There's two versions of the ride. If you go to the left side of the ride, you hit like a different mod. You
don't get the twice. She liked that one.
So I think you're thinking of the one with the train. The one with the train, I think is
Matterhorn. No, Matterhorn is the one with the snow. The big ass one in the middle has the snow. There's a Yeti on the ride, but you can only get it if you get in the correct line. One of them, there's like a wreck or something instead.
The one with the train that I'm thinking about is Thunder Mountain. That's the one where
we went to both of those. Yeah,
that's my favorite ride at Disneyland for sure.
She loved that
one. I love Space Mountain. That's great. Oh, my question is: Star Tours gone? Is Star Tours still there?
I don't know. I don't think it is.
Because that was a fucking great ride.
Last time I went, I hated that ride just because it was too shaky. Like it was like too intense when it came to like it shifting and going side to side. Like I felt like I got whiplash. It was like I was in my like maybe early 30s, so maybe it was just me being old.
No, that happened to me with like when we took my oldest, who's hopefully still in the chat. She might be sleeping by now, but we took her to go to Great America. Like a couple of years ago, and we went on. I think it was fucking Top Gun.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit! That right on my goddamn brain. I kept getting like my head kept hitting the fucking sides of the thing.
Yeah.
I'm just I was like, I got a fucking headache, and like I think she might have started crying because her head hurt, and I was just like, when I was a kid. Like, this didn't bother me at all. Like, I don't remember, like, feeling my head, like, rattle around. Maybe I didn't have enough brains yet. I don't know. But I remember at the end, I was like, my head kind of fucking hurts. And I think she was, like, crying about it, like, a part of it. Because it's like, our heads just got rattled around so much. I don't know if the ride either just got shittier or what. But I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I didn't remember that being an issue when I was young.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for me, it was at Great America's Grizzly. The Grizzly's the most rattle fucking, like every fucking move is rattling. Like you're always like slapping your head side to side, and there's no side. Like there's the one with the bar on it, but it's so rickety rackety. I always think that ride's gonna break every time I go on it.
Well, that's a thrill of wood rides. They have that sensation that's just gonna break.
Well, what's crazy is like when you're watching the Grizzly like go around, you can see like the wood move.
Yeah.
And that's like I think that like adds to like the holy fuck I might fucking die on this old ass you know.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah.
Oh, and the worst is because it got that walkway underneath. So you're walking underneath all that wood, and the coaster goes above you. You can hear it, and you hear it creak and crack and shit. You're like, oh fuck, this thing can come down and crush the fuck out of me. This is all bad.
I don't think it actually creaks. I think it's literally the souls of people that died building that fucking thing.
Damn.
Now, the one that used to like fucking separate the men from the fucking boys was the Edge.
Oh man,
remember that
Edge,
shit.
Man. The Edge, that was the one that separated people. I remember going up to that ride, and like the whole bottom of it was filled with fucking change.
People trying to do a little experiment where they.
Yeah, everyone did this. You put the penny on your knee. When you drop, the penny floats in front of you, and then it falls into the back of the cabin and onto the floor.
Yeah.
Like when you hit the end, and like everyone panicked during that ride. They're like, if you were truly, that was like your rite of passage. If you could ride the Edge, you've made it into
now it's no
adult.
longer there.
Yeah. Now they.
Well, they released a Drop Zone, but Drop Zone that's just a whole different ride. Like that's not the same. The Edge was like it took you up, and then went forward, and then you didn't know when it was going to drop. Then all of a sudden just clink, like even drop. Click, you have to click of the fucking thing, let it go, but like clink, you're like it's
free fall.
But they had one at Six Flags Magic Mountain a while ago, but it was only half the size. Like it wasn't the thrill wasn't there.
Well, I think what's funny is like so when I was on the Incredibles ride, I would like yell because I don't know if you don't go on roller coasters a lot. I haven't been on roller coasters in a long time, but if you yell and scream, it actually makes like your stomach thing like not as extreme. Because as you get older, like that stomach drop, it hits you a little different, right? But if you yell, it's not that bad. And I was trying to explain because I remember like the first time we went down, I was just like, holy shit, like. Fuck. And then I started screaming on the other ones, and then I was like, Riley, like, hey, like just yell really loud and it's not gonna make it that bad. And then like I remember like after it was done, she goes, it didn't help, Daddy, it didn't help.
That's awesome.
Did you do Did you go on what was it the Guardians of the Galaxy one? Because that's like a free fall too.
No,
Almost.
we were going to, but then something happened, and then we didn't do it. And obviously, because like we had to this was after we signed up for that ride after we did the Incredibles ride, and it was like that was too much. So I didn't want to do even though she said it was like upside down thing, like she was freaked the fuck out like at the first drop.
Yep.
Like the first drop is like something different.
Guardians is a lot of falling, like free fall in the dark.
Yeah, it's the Tower of Terror. Is that what it used to be, right?
Yeah, definitely used to be. They switched obviously they switched it up to be Guardians themed, but yeah, a lot of dark falling.
Yeah.
But it's good stuff, man.
Anyway, let's move off of
dude. But no, I'm glad you had a good time though.
Well, it was mixed. It was mixed at best. Like I said, losing your shit as a parent is not a good feeling. Like your kids can lose your shit all the time; it's fine. But when you lose your shit as a parent, it's kind of shitty. So.
All right, Old Ninja, are you on Ragnarok too?
I am.
Yes, let's talk about this.
I am. Oh, we're about to. Yeah, I'm on Ragnarok. I bought it day one.
I gotta pick it up still. Shit.
And, I'm still. I guess I'm still early on, even though I'm probably like almost 20 hours in. Everyone keeps telling me I'm at the beginning. I'm all the beginning. What the fuck?
It depends on how you play the game, but yeah, you could be at the beginning.
So the thing is, the reason why I'm still kind of where I'm at is because I did a favor, and that favor split off into two separate fucking favors. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I spent like at least 2-3 hours on those two favors, or well, maybe not 2-3, like 90 minutes actually. A little exaggerated. Probably about 90 minutes to do both of them together.
Okay.
So it took me a little bit, and then I went back on track, did some more of the story, and then I had the option. They're like, hey, you can check out this area, or you can go back with me and continue your story. I'm like, oh, let's go check out this area. And so going to this area, it's like a favor, and then it kind of splits off into other shit too. I'm like, fuck. So I kind of stopped there. So I guess I'm still at the beginning, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I know I'm super duper early on. I just started playing it because I didn't get a lot of time over Thanksgiving. Obviously, we had a lot of guests. Kronos came over, his family, a whole bunch of other folks. But I know I'm early on. I think I'm elf area. One of those elf. Maybe there's multiple elf areas. I don't know.
Alfheim. Yeah, I mean there's. Yeah, I know where you're at.
Yeah. So. And I'm. Go ahead.
I'm still at the part where I go to the store to go buy the game. I haven't got there yet.
Damn.
Yeah. This. So I done beat the game. I done beat the brakes off that fucking game. I got my platinum. I did all.
Oh, she did.
Yeah,
nice.
I got my platinum fucking trophy. I got all the extra shit. I found fucking secret bosses. I beat their fucking asses too. I'm just saying, I did the things. I'm not gonna. Actually, I mean, the game came out like fucking almost a month ago.
Yeah, early. Oh wait, was it a month?
Right?
Well, I'm not gonna. I won't spoil like the whole thing for you, but what I will say, 100% is that they definitely improved upon the last game, 100%. Like, and I didn't know if they could do that. There's like a point in the game where you get like certain things, and the gameplay changes, and it's just like. It was fucking amazing to me. Like I was just like, wow, I could finally I forgot. This is like a semi-spoiler, but not really if you played other God of War games. But I forgot that in the original God of War games, that it was totally normal to get new weapons. And this was like expected behavior in these games. It was expected behaviors. And I think that we sort of forgot. I think that even I forgot, like when I was playing like the first God of War in 2018, the not really remake, but the sequel, I just got used to just using two weapons. And I was just like, oh, that's just the way things are. Like, it's like, fuck it. Like, whatever. Like, I'm good with this.
Wait. Hold on. Before you go on, there's actually a third weapon, though, in 2018. And I believe you got it. Because it makes reference to a popular film.
What are you talking about?
The Gauntlet in 2018?
That's like that's not really, that's not, no. That's a relic. It doesn't really count.
Okay.
It's like, it's a, I mean, you can use it every couple of minutes. I don't count that as like a main weapon. And have you played the previous God of War games at all?
I own them, most of them.
Did you?
I'm missing like one of them.
Did you play them?
Yeah, well, I haven't played 3. I haven't played part 3.
Well, in the other games, like you would get like 2, 3, 4 weapons.
Yep.
And it was very common. Like you would switch between like the fucking, the gauntlets of, not Zeus, but Hercules.
Atlantis.
You would have like the archery thing. You get
the
spear. You get all kinds.
Shit.
Yeah, there was all kinds of people forgot about that shit that you used to get. You used to get like those fucking hooks from Hades or whatever. Remember all that shit taking souls? I totally forgot. And in this game, there's a new weapon in it that is like the instant you fucking get it, it's fucking amazing. It's just like, oh my god, it's so much goddamn fun to use, and just like fuck shit up with. And I'm just like, I'm so glad they brought back in the mechanic of like a new weapon, and it's not like just like a new, just use this sometimes. This is a weapon you're gonna use probably a lot. It was like one of my favorite weapons to use in the fucking whole game, and it also has a Metroidvania thing to it, where it unlocks other areas in the game that you probably saw, but you didn't know what to do with it. You're just like, what do these things do? I can't interact with them, but there's something. And this new weapon can interact with these things and like open up new areas for you. The story is better than the first game. I think that once again, this franchise has grown with our generation. Because when we first started playing God of War, this is back in like 2005, I think the first one came out. We're all in like our 20s, like early to mid 20s, and full of angst still, and just like wanted to fuck shit up and fuck chicks. And that's what you did in the fucking first game, in the original games. But in this one, it's like tempering, like getting older, and like maybe sometimes pieces of the way, and like understanding, Kratos's, new appreciation of, I guess, life. And it's just, it's really cool. Like the whole game is so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I'm still super early on, so I'll just kind of wait to get further on. I definitely see areas where a new weapon should access them, because obviously I can't access them now, and I know that that looks like an interesting area once I can go in there. I like playing, and this is a mild spoiler, but I like playing as Atreus. That's kind of cool.
Okay, so you spoiled that part. Once I started to play as Atreus, my whole mindset for the whole fucking game changed. I was when the controls first went to Atreus, I was like, okay, I don't want this kid to fucking die. Like I played way more safely as Atreus than I did with Kratos. I was like, fuck everybody. Like I'm just gonna fucking go in there, guns blazing, my fucking dick out and shit. But with Atreus, I was just like, I was just like, I'm gonna fucking try to like not die. So
yeah. Obviously, those cool mechanics are really, really cool. For whatever reason, again, maybe this changes later on, but wasn't there a button maybe on the D-pad or something that used to make you do a 180 turn? Am I tripping?
There is, and I do it on accident sometimes. So go to your button mapping every now and again, like when I'm in like serious boss battles. I'll press it on accident, but yes, there is a 180 button.
Okay, it's for whatever reason, I couldn't remember what it was, but I remember using the shit out of it in the 2018 game, and I was like, where is that thing?
Yeah, go to your, it's still there. You just got to figure it. It's only really useful on like the, Gna and like the Berserkers.
Yeah, but I still want to be able to like memorize where it is on the controller or map it out better, but so far so good, I need to get deeper, I guess, into the game, because right now, story-wise, I'm obviously not clear on all the things that are going on or the motivations, really, but I'm going along with it.
Yeah, It's sort of ambiguous up until like there's a lot of plot twists that are coming your way. A lot.
Yeah, we're still pretty early on, and I knew that I was early because people keep talking about characters that I haven't even fucking met yet. I'm like, what the fuck? So I know there's like at least 3 characters I haven't met yet.
Probably more than that. So
Yeah,
maybe
we'll continue working our way through. Blue, what do you plan, if anything?
Myself? No.
Oh, this guy.
Wow.
No, nothing right now. I just got a new car, so funds are very, very slim right now. But
tell us about that car.
You pay for it cash?
No, I wish I didn't have that kind of money. But no. So yeah, I previously owned a Infiniti QX60, which is like Infinity's like it's a 7-seater SUV. Well, that car, like the year I bought the 2015, it's the 2013 through the 2016 have issues with their transmission. They have a CVT transmission, which is like
is this CVT? Yeah, that's
yeah. CVT transmissions are
they're shit.
Kind of garbage. Yeah. I actually was lucky. I got a lot of miles out of that transmission. I got 114,000 miles out of it. Most people, they kind of start going out around like 45,000, maybe 60,000. So I got some miles out of it. But yeah, my transmission went out on the SUV, and so I took it to find out how much it would cost to get a new one. Turns out it was gonna be like $9,000, and I was like, shit, that's a lot of fucking money for the shit that's to happen again. But then also my transfer case was going out too, which is transfer case is what transfer energy from the front wheels to the back wheel, because I have my car was all-wheel drive. So that was gonna be another $3,000. So I was like, okay, I'm not spending $11,000 to repair this just for it to maybe happen again. So I decided to sell the car. I actually went to CarMax. I sold it to CarMax. I actually got $8,000 for it, which I was surprised for. I actually wanted more. Some places quoted me like $1,100 or $11,000 to sell it, but since I was at CarMax and CarMax had the car I wanted, so I actually got a 2020 Tesla Model 3. So I joined the electric car game. I have a Tesla now.
In the future.
And I got the long range one too. So after doing like research, like with the Teslas, like they're like the standard range versus the long range. Like there's Tesla, like this is weird when you buy a car, like it comes with stuff, like it comes with like floor mats and like fog lights and this and that. With Tesla, if you buy like the standard range, it doesn't come with floor mats, doesn't have like mud guards. There's like a lot of stuff. It's like
there's no gas pedal, there's no brake pedal. You ain't got shit.
Basically,
you gotta level up.
Yeah, so I got the long range because it comes with a really decent premium stereo system. It comes with fog lights. It has a longer battery range too. But like, there's just a bunch of features that it comes with that I was looking forward to. But yeah, I got a 2020 long range in like a grayish color. It's funny. I've been telling people like, oh man, I got a Prius. I'm driving around this fucking 2023 Prius. But actually, the 2023 Prius is actually pretty nice looking. Like if you look it up, it actually looks pretty fucking dope. So that's
it really does.
Kind of why I was bragging about it. But yeah, so far I'm loving the car. I had it for about like almost a month now. But I haven't had to get gas since I've got the car. It's fast as hell. Holy shit! When you floor it, God, this car fucking goes. And since it's all-wheel drive, so the long range model I have, it's all-wheel drive, so all the wheels like turn when you step on the gas. So when you gun it, it freaking goes. It's insane. Like I actually had somebody like not race me, but somebody try to pass me like on a residential area. He tried to pass me off to the left, and it's been a long time since I had a fast car since I've been driving like the SUV for a while. I fucking like floored it and like got away from it. I was like, oh man, I miss this feeling. But
straight.
Yeah, but seriously, like with Teslas, like you have to buy like a lot of stuff like after the fact, which is weird. Like there's a center console and there's like no organizers in there. Like it's just a giant fucking like a box that you can just throw stuff in there with like no organization going on at all. So I had to buy like little organizing trays that goes inside. There's like a hidden compartment that I got to use. It's really weird getting used to having like your center, like all your information just on one screen, like in the center. But it's actually it kind of makes sense because like if you look at cars nowadays, like the steering wheel is just cluttered with like a bunch of buttons because you got like buttons for like cruise control, for the wipers, for the radio volume, for the blinkers. But like on the Tesla, it's just two things on the side, one for windshield wipers. The all the headlights and stuff are automatic. The windshield wipers are automatic, but then like on the steering wheel, there's just two buttons that you just use to like turn up and down the volume. When you're using cruise control, you just kind of you can adjust your distance between the cars. But what really sold me on this car is the freaking autopilot. Like the fact that you can turn on autopilot and the car would just stay in its lane and just cruise at the speed that you want. If somebody slows down, the car will slow down, but it will stay in the lane. And you don't have to really touch the steering wheel, but every now and then it will alert you saying like, hey, are you still there? So you kind of got to jerk the steering wheel just slightly, just to let the car know that you're still paying attention. But yeah,
Bro, you put your life in Elon's hand. It sounds like
I am. But dude, it's like it's so futuristic. Like you could just be like just chilling, letting the car drive itself, and not have to worry about slowing down or speeding up, or when your lane starts to turn or something like that. You're like you're all good, and like I don't know, it's really futuristic, and I enjoy driving the car. Like, and everything's like you control the car like from your cell phone. Like there's an app on your phone, so when you walk up to your car, it automatically unlocks. You get in, step on the gas pedal, and just fucking go. Like there's no starting it or anything. Like it's all just instantly done. And you just fucking go.
Bruh, now okay, let's rewind a little bit. You said you didn't want to pay $12,000. How much did the Tesla, the new 2023 Tesla, run you?
So no, I got a used one. So I got a 2020. So
okay.
This used one out the door was like after taxes and everything, it was 53,000.
Oh, okay.
But it actually it's yeah. It is a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but I don't have to get gas anymore. I mean, I still have to pay for electricity for the car, which it comes up to I don't know, so far I spent like $80 on electricity for charging the car, because in the app it basically tells you how much you're paying for electricity.
Gotcha.
So I spent about like $80 so far, but I don't have to get oil changes and this and that. Like the main things that wear out in the car is tires and windshield wipers. I mean, because the car has regenerative braking, so when you take your foot off the gas, the electric motor slows the car down for you, so you don't really have to step on the brakes. I mean, you do, but you don't have to. If you time it right, the car will just slowly coast to a stop, which is kind of cool. Yes. But the people have gone like there. You have to grease the brakes more often than you have to replace the brakes. That's because the brakes get used so infrequently that they start to kind of rust. So you got to kind of grease them to make sure that they are still operationable. Yeah.
Dang. All right.
But then for the SUV, I was spending maybe $400 or $500 a month on gas alone.
Shit.
Yeah. Because I was getting 16, 17 miles to the gallon. This thing had a 20-gallon tank. So yeah, it was. And plus with the gas prices, when it got up to $7, man, I'll spend $150 for gas. I was like, that's to fill it up. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Bullshit. It's come way down here, but
yeah, it's
four
it's
something.
4 something here, a little closer to 5, but still, that's $100 I was to fill up my tank.
Yeah, dude,
I got it. It cost me a lot to fill up your tank. Cost me. I mean, you had an SUV though, so.
Yeah, and I was going to Costco to fill up too. I wasn't going to
Chevron. It was everybody else. There's fat ass fucking lines.
Cheaper.
I just want
that Costco business center that was over by your old place, Prodigy. They put a gas station there. So there's a gas station there, and there's never anybody there.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
that would have been convenient as fuck when I was right there.
But what's cool too is that there's there's the Tesla charging stations, and people talk about how it takes forever to charge a car. I actually used one at a charge station. It took 30 minutes to fill up my car or charge up my car to a decent amount.
A supercharger, right?
Yeah, supercharger.
Yeah.
And there's 3 types of superchargers. There's some that are one thing when you get an electric car, you start learning about electricity, how kilowatt hours work and voltage and watts and stuff because before that shit I knew of it, but now I feel like I have a better understanding of it. I have a space here and this thing used 1.5 kilowatt hours, and I'm like, holy shit, that's a lot. And then for PG&E, they charge you 32 cents per kilowatt hour. So every time I run this thing, it costs me 32 cents. And so if I run it for 8 hours a day, that's I don't know, $4 or $5 a day. and then you multiply that by 30, that's $150. Like that should add up quick.
Look at this dude with that Negronometry.
Yeah, but like the charging stations are really cool, but there's actually some places where you can charge for free. Like especially if at the mall, there's like little spots where you can plug in your car, charge it for free, and be good to go. And then like one other misconception about like electric cars is that like you need like a special like outlet installed in your house. If you drive not very frequently, not if you don't drive far, you can plug the car into like a normal house outlet and get like a decent charge overnight. So within like an 8-hour window, you can probably get like, I don't know, like about 40 miles to, so if you're driving like to work, like you say your work is within 20 miles or whatever, you'll be able to cover that easily. But then also you can also use like a charging station and like go there, charge for like 30 minutes, and like, you know, you can sit there and like play video games on your console on the entertainment center that's on the Tesla.
Well, let me give some other good things about it. So when you say using a normal like household outlet, like a 110 or 120,
110, yeah,
obviously that's slow as shit. But you can easily put in, you know, have an electrician put in like a 220 volt, you know, outlet into your, like if you have like a washer and dryer already in your fucking garage, then it's pretty easy to like just install a new, even install a new circuit. It's not a huge deal. So I put it in like a 220 volt, like
it costs about like $600 to get one installed, like to get it like cabled and run from like your panel to wherever you need to be.
Or you can just get a friend that does it for you. So I shout out to MMA Rob. He installed a 220 volt socket in for my dryer, and he actually he did the electricity in the infinity base, all of it.
Okay, yeah.
So if you know electrician, it's going to be even cheaper. But even then, like the $600 that you're going to spend on getting 220 volts to like charge if you drive, you know, sort of far for your commute. If you drive less than 40 miles, like Blue said, like fuck it, why not? But if you do drive further than that, like the cost of like getting that extra outlet in there is worth it. So
there's some cool workarounds. Like for me, like we have our dryer in the garage and they have a 220 outlet for that. Well, I actually bought an extension cable that runs along the side of my garage, and then I use my my Tesla mobile adapter and I'm plugged into that. But there's this device called split volt. And what's kind of cool is that it basically plugs into your dryer outlet, and then it has two outlets on there, and you plug your dryer into one and you can plug your electric car to the other. So if you go to use your dryer get priority of power, and it won't. And once your dryer is done, it'll switch the power back over to your electric car and start charging it, which is kind of cool. So you don't have to have like an electrician come out. You just buy this thing, and you can use just one outlet and split it across the two different things. What I have right now, I have a splitter, like an actual outlet splitter that I have my dryer connect to and my Tesla. But like I only charge my car after midnight. Like I'm never drying my clothes after midnight, so there's no reason for like the outlet to the circuit breaker to pop because of that. But I charge my car between like 12 and 8 a.m. in the morning, and you know every time I wake up in the morning, my car is fully charged, and I don't have to worry about like buying all this other stuff for it. But if we ever get a bigger house, most likely I'll probably get an outlet installed so I could charge at home or safely.
And get some goddamn solar. With some batteries.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. That's the dream.
Yeah.
Solar batteries and electric car. That's when I think every single person that is so like on the oil dick, they lose all their arguments. It's like if you live in Southern California and you have solar panels, you have an electric car. Like, I mean, come on. Like there's not a lot of arguments there. You know?
True.
Arizona. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, the sound of you know, internal combustion engines is nice and all, but I mean, this is the fucking future. I mean, like what's cool about electric cars is that we're getting the very last gasps of the very best internal combustion engines right now. Like that flat plane fucking V8, the Corvette Z06 is fucking amazing, but you would not have gotten that car without like electric cars coming out and just like destroying all of the fucking, you know, internal combustion engines. Like you wouldn't have gotten that. That's why you have the Hellcats and all these fucking other cars that are putting out insane horsepowers. But It's because they're trying to like keep up with electric cars, but just like you're not going to be able to. Like you're just not.
Yeah, no, I'm down for it. And then the other thing, like you said, with the whole solar stuff, it just makes perfect fucking sense long term.
Fucking free.
Yeah, the
Charge your
sun,
shit for free.
a natural fucking energy source.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. One of my friends, he just drove down to LA in his Tesla. And like people always complain about how like, oh, you have to stop at the charge station. You're gonna have to sit there for like hours waiting for your car to charge before you can continue going down. But the interesting thing about electric cars is that like when your battery is low, it fills when you like say you stop at a supercharger station, it fills the battery fast. That first like 50% of the battery is getting filled fast. And somebody I was watching a video, they were talking about how like if you're pouring water, I think maybe Corona said this, but like if you're pouring water into a glass, like usually you pour like hella fast, but once you start getting to the top, you start going slow because you don't want to like spill it, whatever. That's kind of how the concept.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's that's kind of how it works with electric cars. Like that first gap of power, it takes like 30 minutes for it to get to like 50%. But then after that, it slows down just a little bit because it doesn't want to overfill the battery or overheat it or whatever. So it starts to slow down. So whenever you're traveling, you can stop at a charge station, charge for like 10 minutes. Take a quick break, walk around, check things out, come back, jump in your car, and you're good to go to like another charge station. So instead of it being like hours and hours to like constantly be charging your car, like you only add about maybe like my friend said he only added like an extra hour on his trip to get down to LA. But most of that, you'll stop to go to the bathroom or like stop to eat or relax your legs. So like it doesn't really add that much more time to your traveling.
I got to be honest. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I mean, it does. It's still adding on extra time, right? And I think that with the battery, like this is the problem with Teslas. I don't know if it's with electric cars in general, but I know especially with Teslas is that you're not supposed to fill it 100% full when you're charging your car.
Yeah, unless you're going on a long road trip, it's the only time you can charge to 100%. But I only charge my car up to 80% every day.
Yeah, and that's the way you're supposed to do it. And that's a problem with like when you're buying an electric car, especially a Tesla, like when you see the EPA mileage, like that's not the actual mileage you're gonna get most of the time. And I think it's disingenuous that they do that, and I don't like it. And I'm still a huge electric car fan. But I think they need to be more honest with like their actual rated mileage.
Yeah, so the EPA stuff is all like regulated by the government, but like when inside the car, like it shows you your mileage, how much mileage you have. You can have your mileage that you have or your battery percentage, and that number isn't accurate at all. It's all based off of the EPA. But inside there's an app within the Tesla that will give you your actual mileage that's based off of your driving style. So if you speed or if you go fast or you conserve your energy, if you have your heater on all the time, because that uses your battery too, it will show you on there how many miles you actually got on your current charge. And it breaks it down too. Like there's like, so if you use your navigation system to like plan a trip somewhere, like say if I'm going to Great America from here, it will show me like what my percentage of battery that I will have by the time I get there. But on this graph, it will show you like as you're driving, if you're doing better than the system estimated, or are you doing worse? So if you like are gunning it the whole way, like it'll drop down into red. Yeah, but if you're like being conservative, it'll go up into the green. So you actually end up having more battery life than the system had assumed that you would have, which is kind of cool. So the system tells you how many miles you have based off of like your driving style, but then it also shows you what the EPA mileage is. But that one's everybody says that's always wrong.
Well, just to point out though, like there's been a gazillion fucking lawsuits from a whole bunch of just regular old car companies with bullshit ass stuff on the sticker saying, this truck gets 25 miles to the gallon. No, the fuck it doesn't. Like not nowhere close to it.
Well,
there's a lot of that bullshit.
They all can, but it's like, how do you want to drive the car? Like if you just want to like have like a cunt hair on the fucking gas pedal, then
but some
could get that.
But some of these lawsuits are, again, there's been lawsuits for decades. Some of these lawsuits are like literally Hummers talking about they get 20 miles to the gallon. No, the fuck you don't. Like I don't care how the fuck you drive. There's been a lot of bullshit that's come out with this car gets this mileage, this car gets that mileage. It's not just Tesla. It's not just electric cars. That's all I'm saying.
Well, no. Yeah. I mean, you're right, but I think the problem is that so when we see we're used to the bullshit with gas powered cars, right? That we know that that's not going to get, especially because you know how you're going to drive, right? But I think with electric cars, because they're so new, is that people don't understand that when it says when Tesla says that you can get 400 miles,
yeah,
on a charge, like you're not going to get that, like you're just not. And it's not even just the fact that it's the fact that through their own recommendations you're not going to get that because you can only charge 80%. You're only supposed to charge 80%. But in a gas powered, it's a mind switch, because in a gas powered car, it'd be like saying, look, you can get this mileage, but normally we only recommend that you only put 80% of the gas in your car. And that's where the issue is that it's a new thing and people have to get used to it, because people in gas powered cars, you used to fucking overfilling your goddamn tank. You used to you can put so much goddamn gas in your fucking tank that shit is popping out of the fucking spout. You know what I mean? And what will that get you? Maybe a couple more feet.
Yeah, exactly.
But in an electric car, like, it's not going to let you, charge to 100% all the time, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
One other interesting thing too is that with battery cars or electric cars, is that there's a thing called like battery degradation, basically like the battery, where the battery, it starts losing some of its power. So eventually, like, when you first got the car, it probably got a range of like 400 miles. But then over time, it slowly starts losing like 1% of that, or 2%, or 5%.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's like over 7 years, you might get like a 5% drop.
But that's an issue. So what's funny is that I was actually in a Tesla Model 3 for the first time. Actually, any Tesla, I think, in my entire life, was the other day when I was getting taken back from like a CT scan for my foot. And I was in a Model 3 and I was like, this is really nice. And then like I was talking to the Uber driver and he was like telling me like some of the downsides, and that was one of them. It was like the battery degradation. I was like, yeah, I understand from like a technology aspect, like that's going to be, it's a technological limitation for lithium ion batteries. Lithium ion batteries they're really good, but they do degrade over time, but they also degrade way better than like nickel cadmium. But that's still a thing. Like, with internal combustion engines with gasoline, like you don't have that same sort of degrade. Like your gas tank does not degrade. You might get less horsepower over time, but you're never gonna get a degradation on like how far you can go really. You know what I mean? Like it might degrade a little bit, but it's not as extreme as battery powered cars for now, especially with lithium ion. But one of the things that Tesla was trying to do for like a long time was like do the battery swap thing, and where you literally because it's a sled, like in the bottom of most electric cars, it's a sled where you can like literally take the whole battery pack out, and if you want to, you can replace it. And that's what Tesla was thinking about doing for a long time, but it became too much of an issue. And I think the problem why it's too much of an issue is because if you take a battery pack out of one car, you put it in another, the battery pack is still used. And it still has degradation on it. But my thing is that I think that most people don't understand this, including the driver of my Uber, is that these battery packs, it's not just a solid thing. He didn't know this, but they literally they look like larger AA batteries, and it's just a shitload of them in the bottom of your car. And I think that what some of these electric car companies should do is like make like a refurbished system where they can literally take out the individual batteries that are in those cells that are like degraded, replace them with new ones. And that would probably be the way to go. But I think that they're not thinking about that, or that they're welded in, and they didn't make that shit more modular, where you can like literally take out the ones that are, been used up too much and like recycle them and like bring in new parts. But until they figure out that issue, that's always gonna be an issue. Is like that battery degradation.
I think Tesla's I'm not sure. I gotta look it up. I think I read somewhere that they do have modules for their battery system, but
it's a Chinese company. They're technically they are modular, but there's a company in China that literally has a station where you like literally pull into like this. It's like a gas station, and that they unbolt your fucking battery pack and put a new one in there, and then you're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm loving the car. I wish you guys were up here to check it out because it's fast as fuck, boy. Fast as fuck.
Yeah, it's not even just as fast. It's like the futuristic tech of it. Like when I was in the Model 3, and I've seen this from videos, but it's way cooler like when you're in the car experiencing this. But there's a mode that you can put like your center like display on, and you can see like all the cars around you.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's not perfect, but it's pretty fucking good.
It's not just you don't just see the cars around you. You can see people. You can see people riding on their bikes. Stop signs will appear. Any markers on the ground. So if it says stop on the ground, you'll see that on display. You see fucking trash cans. Like if it's trash day, you're driving, you'll see the trash cans on the display. But one of the crazy thing is that you can also see traffic cones. It actually will show little traffic cones on the little road that you're driving on, and as you pass them up, like because there was some construction over near me, and as I'm driving by, you just see like a bunch of like yellow orange cones going by. But one cool thing too is that like you have not an icon. You basically have a miniature version of your car on the screen.
Yeah.
And like when you step on the brakes, the light on the display breaks too. And someone said that if one of your brake lights are out, you would notice it on the icon, like your little icon car brakes would be out as well. And the same thing for like the headlights. But it's also if you have like if your door is open or your trunk is still open, like that little icon will show you exactly like which door is ajar or whatever not. So I think that was pretty cool.
The wild thing to me is like, I know obviously they've become much more popular of late, but electric cars aren't that new. They've been around since like the 1800s.
They were like some of the first cars.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. And that's what infuriates me about especially Americans is like they're so mad about new technology, but like you're literally giving the same arguments that people had in like the late 1800s, the early 1900s about replacing horses with cars. They're the same fucking arguments, and you're so silly that you don't even realize it. Like this is a new it's not hurting anybody. It's making our lives better. It's going to make the planet better. And if you want to sit there and be like, oh, well, you're digging all this fucking shit out of the earth and blah, blah, blah. Listen, motherfucker, I've never seen a single instance of a lithium ion disaster that killed hundreds of thousands of fucking fish in the sea or destroyed an entire, ecosystem. I haven't seen any of that. Nothing like that. Yes, it looks bad that we're digging, rare elements out of the earth. And don't get me wrong, I understand that some of that comes from child labor, but so does oil. You know what I mean? And it has a significant impact on the earth. As far as like when I say on the earth, as far as it's going to affect us as humans, because at the end of the day, I don't think we're destroying the earth. We're just destroying the earth for us, for our habitation. I think the earth would be fine. Like, if we all fucking died, the earth would be fucking fine as fuck. Even all the shit that we're doing on the earth right now, we can fuck it up all we want. We'll all just fucking die, and the earth will be here after we're fucking gone. I would not want to get to that point. I think that's the point. But don't just sit there and say like, oh, we're just destroying the earth. We're destroying the earth for us.
Well, but also though, obviously biodiversity is drastically decreased too, and so for lots of species, not just humans, it's getting much worse off.
Well,
right? I mean,
it is, but also, I mean, there's species that are being found every day, and so I think things will adapt. But I think it's like at what rate, right? So I think over time things will adapt, way better. If we keep destroying shit at like a significant rate, then yeah, I get your point there.
Yeah. So it is what it is, but I'm glad you got new wheels, man. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm enjoying it. Oh shit! There was one other cool thing about the entertainment system on the Tesla. So Tesla has its own cellular signal as a LTE, but it also has like a entertainment center too. So like you can watch like movies on the center console. So like it comes with it pre-installed. It has Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO Max, but also have the web browser, which means that you can access other video services.
All right.
Blue,
So how much
Blue,
foot
please.
you're watching?
No, I'm talking about like you can watch Crunchyroll, or you can watch Netflix.
You better drive responsibly, motherfucker. God damn. Out here tapping on 880.
Oh god dang.
Yeah, the car is cool. It has a lot of cool features. And one other thing I want to talk about: Sentry mode. So basically, it has cameras all the way around. So it has cameras that record anything that happens. Like say somebody tries to break your car or key your car, there's cameras that capture that stuff. But like one other thing that's cool, it has a dash camera, which I've always wanted in a car because I always see fucking crazy ass shit. And I actually captured like day 3 of having a car, I captured something. But what I captured relates back to my QX60. So like I was driving away from my house, and this car was like hella swerving, like it went into the other lane and was like hella like driving on the wrong side of the lane, and it kept swerving back and just kept swerving over. And eventually I like got closer to the car and I could see what car it was. This was the same car that hit my QX60 a while back, like I think back in like July.
Wow.
It's the same kid that hit my car, and like I captured it on film. Like this guy's he's a fucking idiot. Like he shouldn't be fucking driving. Like, but I just thought it was funny. Like I caught it on my dash camera after having it for 3 days, and it's the same guy that hit my car before. So I thought it was kind of crazy. But I gotta show you guys the footage because I have a 2 terabyte hard drive in my car to record all the footage and stuff that happens.
So do you just watch it on and you can obviously watch it on the app too, or what?
I can watch it on the entertainment center, or I can take the drive out and plug it in my computer and watch it that way. But I from my phone, I only can view live footage from the cameras.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And actually, I can talk through the app to the car, like if somebody's standing by my car, I can like talk to them through the speakers and tell them like, hey, back the fuck away from my car. Yeah, exactly.
Protect my Viper. Stand back.
Yeah. Did I remember that?
God damn. Dude, I remember. Yeah, good shit. Anybody? Can we talk about some Andor for a quick second? Like,
I haven't watched any of that. I watched like half an episode, and I need to watch more.
I still got to talk about Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay.
We haven't talked about Wednesday.
Andor first.
That's what. So my daughter is gonna be mad because she wanted to come on the podcast talk about Wednesday, and now she's probably sleeping. Now we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
And a little bit. Talk about Andor first if you want.
Yeah. Oh, danger. God, I love this shit. This shit is special.
Did you finish it?
I'm finished. I completed. I nutted hard.
Man.
This shit right here. This washed the taste of a whole lot of shit out my fucking mouth. Like, okay.
All that food in that, huh? Wash it out.
Yeah.
Well, on Friday it goes back in. But
oh man.
But fucking the way they set things up on this show. First of all, okay, let me just say this flat out. I had no idea that a Star Wars show was going to give me the life lesson of being anti prison labor.
Wait, what? It took you that long?
But a Star Wars show gives
me that lesson. The world, especially America, because we do it the worst. Prison labor should be considered a crime.
Yeah.
We wrote in our Constitution in an amendment that slavery is okay if somebody has committed a crime. Yep. It's in the 13th Amendment. You can literally read it, and I'm not fucking joking. It literally says that, slavery is illegal unless you've committed a crime. And that's why we have so many fucking laws against bullshit fucking crimes. That's why we have the highest amount of prisoners in the world, the fucking world, in America. That's it's what props up our bullshit economy. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, and let's be very, very clear. It's all about policing black people. I mean, that's what it was always about. But Star Wars brought this lesson fucking home. Like, you get, what is it, Old Ninja? 3, maybe 4 episodes?
3.
3 solid episodes.
Or 3. I mean, if you count him getting arrested.
With on some trumped up charges. That
Wait, Trump
he
is
was
in
just
there?
like, I'm
Wait,
a
what's
fucking...
going on?
No, Trump isn't in there. I
Okay.
mean,
No, he's not in
I was gonna
it.
say. All right.
I mean, maybe in spirit.
But like, you get him just talking about I'm a tourist, and then all of a sudden they take this giant left turn on this show, and fucking we're in imperial fucking empire style prison.
He's in a labor camp. Let's be real.
Yeah, and you're like, I don't know where this. You got Smeagol up in that motherfucker, and you're like, okay, Smeagol, I guess you're the head boss man of this fucking prison.
Wait, is the actor actually in that? Is that the
yeah, Smeagol.
Oh, okay. He's a great actor, Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
He's an okay director. I'll give him that.
He's better than George Lucas. I'm just saying.
No, he ain't. No, don't you do that.
We can't do it.
Are you what? Are you serious?
Yes, I am very serious.
Okay.
Very serious.
Okay.
If you compare Star Wars to Venom 2 and say Venom 2 is better, then no, I'm sorry.
Did Andy Serkis direct Venom 2?
He did. Yeah, he did direct Venom 2.
He directed. I didn't watch the movie, so I don't actually fucking know. So I have no.
You're lucky.
No dog in this fight.
Consider yourself spared because he directed that film, and that was definitely not the business.
Goddamn. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, but you the big Star Wars guy. What did you love about this series? Because I'm fucking raving about it.
Yeah, there's so much. There's actually a lot to love about this. I mean, the only thing I kind of disliked is that the prison sequence was shorter than the heist. The heist sequence took a lot of episodes, and it's basically a lot of infighting.
Yep.
And I felt like they could have told a totally separate story within 2 episodes.
Wait, hold on. There's heists in this?
There's a heist in the film.
You son of a bitch.
Show.
I'm in.
Yeah. there's huge heist. The setup for the heist, I think, took longer because the heist only lasts 1 episode.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
heist. The build up to the heist is 3.
You gotta set up heist, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but they took too long to set up the heist because it's more infighting, and it's like 1 episode of them planning, 1 of them fighting, and then 1 kind of like almost calling it off, and then they do the heist. I was like, what the fuck? So,
did you? It took me a long time with this one. I didn't get the whole. I guess there is a lesbian relationship at the core of this.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
There's one, yeah.
No, I'm even more interested.
Yeah, right. Same here.
But it takes it back
subtle. It's fucking subtle for like scissor sisters. It's so subtle for like 5, 6 episodes.
Almost no. I would say there's 12 episodes in the season or 11, so I would say like 8 episodes.
Yeah,
because you don't meet them until like the 3rd episode.
That's true. And
so from then on, I'm pretty sure it's pretty. I thought it was pretty obvious then, and then all the way through, it's just more. There's more closeness, but yet the biggest thing about the relationship is that the mission comes first before they do.
There wasn't a whole lot of coming.
Who comes first?
That's what I'm saying. The mission.
Who comes first?
The mission comes before they do. They don't. I think that's why one of them is very much fucking pissed off, is because they don't come.
Sexually frustrated.
In the show, Andor gets ass. He literally fucks this chick and leaves her butt ass naked on the bed while he's like literally stealing her shit.
Isn't that's what you do though, right? I mean,
yeah. But the thing is that we don't really see that in some. We don't see Anakin pounding Padme.
It's implied.
Why not?
It's implied.
Well, first of all, it'd be she'd be a pedophile, but let's never forget that Padme is a pedophile.
Grown ass woman, teenage boy.
Not even teenage. He was a preteen.
When they started fucking?
Well, I mean, they had a relationship before when he was like an actual, like, I guess, sort of adult.
When he was the Padawan. When he was a Padawan, he's a teenage man.
Yeah, they left a lot
boy.
to the imagination. There was a relationship before they showed them together, and it was just like, but he was a boy, and she was definitely an adult. So
well, they get into child marriages and
is this what Ye was talking about? I'm just kidding. Actually, not. Fuck Ye. I'm just saying.
There's a lot going on in Andor, and it's really funny that I feel, even though I have not seen the show You on Netflix, I feel like they stole some of the plot from that and put it into Andor.
How would you even hold on? You can't, bruh. You said very like
I can. So what I can do is take
he's on to something with this.
I can take the synopsis of You and see that personified in the show Andor.
But you never watched the.
Like I said, I can take the synopsis without even seeing it. If you wrote down what You was about, the description of that show is a subplot of Andor.
I
haven't watched. Obviously, I've never watched. I watched part of Andor. But
I watched
none of You.
I saw all of the first season of You and all of Andor. I know exactly what you're talking about. There is a fucking stalker for sure.
Yes, sir.
And he's an aggressive stalker. Like it's not cool. It's an obsession.
Is he groping?
He's grabbing. He's grabbing
a little bit.
He grabbing. He lets her know, I like you. I want you.
Easy way or the hard way.
Yeah, kind of. So I mean, Andor does some. What the thing about it is that I watched some of the there's like a little featurette on Disney Plus about the show, and Tony Gilroy, he wanted to show like the ground level people that are fighting against the Empire. There's no mysticism. There's no mention of the Jedi.
Nope.
There's no, even though there are artifacts from their lore in the show. If you watch,
yep,
they're not talked about. They're not even hinted at. Oh, maybe there might be a super slight hint, super little pinch of salt hint, but this is all. It's what's really funny to me is that this show starts off about Andor searching for someone in his family, and it turns into like the ultimate bad day into like 6 months type shit that goes super bad for this guy. And the whole thing about him starting off in his journey is almost forgotten about. It becomes about him surviving all the shit he keeps running into with the Empire, and him just basically trying to survive. Because all he wants to do is be left alone and maybe find his kin, and he keeps getting caught up in some shit every time.
The other thing that's cool though, and I'm with you on that part, but you get a different side of the fucking Empire. It's not about Vader. It ain't about Palpatine, as much as I fucking love Palpatine or Darth Maul.
There's definitely a huge Palpatine influence because he is talked about, but you never see him.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not about them though.
I think Palpatine, this is like one of the things that I thought about recently is that I think Palpatine is like one of the most successful villains in all of like media.
Cinema.
Yeah, true. One of the most successful.
He succeeded.
Absolutely, he succeeded. But for this, you get like different divisions of the Empire and some of their motivations, some of their infighting, some of their fucking ego tests, some of their fucking how they operationalize the fucking Empire, which I hadn't seen before.
So what, if you don't know, those of you who are kind of super diehard in it, to me, is we're introduced to the ISB, which is the Imperial Security Board, I believe that's what it's called. They're in the books, they're in the comics. This is the first time we see them live action. If you play Battlefront 2, those secret agents, they're ISB, also Star Wars Rebels were introduced. That's the first time we're really introduced to them. But we see them live action for the first time in Andor, and they have a mission. And they're directly, like one of the guys, he gets his orders directly from Palpatine himself. But we don't see him. He just tells him what to do. He's I heard this from Palpatine. This is what he wants. Go make this happen. And that's what they do. And it's all about, it's not just about collecting intelligence. Like they're like the CIA of the Empire. They like literally stage coups. they like kill people, make it look like an accident just so they can lure other people out. Like they do some fucking cold-hearted shit. And what's even more fucked up is that the way that they talk about it is super nonchalant about literally taking out lives of like 20, 30 people like it's nothing. Interrogation, torture, that's like, oh, how they fine-tune torture. And some of their torture is not even like physical.
No.
It's literally this weird auditory thing that's described to you as an audience member. When you see the effect of it on a character in the show, it will fuck you up.
Yep.
So I've been very enthralled by Andor. It's weird to me because this is a drama. It's like a spy espionage, but at the core, it's a drama. It's not swashbuckling.
Nope.
It's not a whole lot of. This is like the hardcore. I mean, even the dialogue isn't like super. It's not super. I don't know, engaging, I guess. The only time you really get that is when we get Mon Mothma, who has her own superly fucked up story.
Yep.
We only get that like on the ground. It's like it's just common folk trying to live their lives and they have to deal with the Empire. And Andor is right in the middle.
Yeah.
So,
dude. Fucking
I never thought we'd get a Star Wars drama. This is literally a drama. It's not an action adventure. I mean, it kind of is, quote unquote, but it's really a drama.
It's an espionage drama. I'm with you.
It is it's an espionage. It's a drama. It's a spy thriller kind of show that I never thought we'd get on this level in the lore of Star Wars, in the world of Star Wars.
Yep.
At least not live action. Usually we get that in the comics.
Yeah.
We get this in the show, and it's like it's super crazy to watch.
World class. Fucking, I love it. All right, Blue. Let's get on into Wednesday. You watching it?
Oh yeah.
I finished it. It was good.
Right.
It was actually. It started off. It was a little hard for me to watch it. The first episode was like I couldn't do it. Like actually, I fell asleep on it twice. Like that's how boring it was. And then like I kind of didn't like the guy, the actor that played Gomez.
What?
But, like later on,
Luis Guzman?
I mean, I like him as an actor, but he just didn't fit the role.
You know what it is?
What I mean?
Hold on. You know what it is? You know what it is? And I know this because we all grew up with Raul Julia. I miss him too.
Yeah, man.
Miss him too. But you know, it is.
So here's the problem I have with people that keep comparing him to Raul Julia, the great Raul Julia. Is the thing is, if you look at Charles Adams' original design for Gomez Adams, he looks like Luis Guzman. He's literally the same build. Yeah. The only thing that's different is the fucking hairstyle, which I hated.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, really.
But his stature, his build is Luis Guzman.
Correct.
Literally, he's supposed to be a rotund person. And let's be told, like, Luis Guzman is a round man. He's a rotund man. And he's a comedian. He's hilarious. He does great fucking work. And I think he is perfect for this fucking role. Except for his fucking hair. They permed his fucking hair. Can we not perm the great fucking Luis Guzman with the fucking... He needed a part in the middle, not off to the side, not no fucking perm. Y'all fuck this all up. Fix your shit, season 2.
But like in the later episode, I actually enjoyed him. Like once he like started doing his thing and kind of like got more of his backstory, I was like, I don't know why I didn't like this guy in the beginning. And when you said the hair, I was like, yeah, it was definitely the hair. The hair was just
his hair was terrible. Like, it was atrocious.
Yeah,
that should have been Pugsley's hairstyle. Pugsley's hairstyle should have been on Gomez. That's what fucked me up. I'm like, dude, he dressed like Gomez. He had the stature like Gomez, the original version in the comics, which incidentally in the comic strip in the New York Times is not a comic until later. In the New York strip, they had no names. They didn't have names until the TV show.
Dude, first, but hold on, let's back up a little bit. Shout out to Jenna Ortega. I'm gonna say her fucking
say her name. Say her name.
You gotta put respect on this. On this young actress, she's the lead. She plays fucking Wednesday in this shit. I'm just gonna flat out say it. No shade whatsoever to Christina Ricci. That's who I grew up with. I love her. She's in this series, but this is Jenna Ortega's fucking role. I like. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, she did an amazing job as Wednesday. Like hands down, she was a phenomenal actress. Like I liked her in. I've seen some of her other work. She was really good at that too. So I was expecting less for her, but yeah, she definitely killed this role. Like hands down.
And also, let's just be really clear on this too. It was a bold decision. Obviously, Raul Julia was not a white man or whatever, and I get that. But they went deeper into the Mexican heritage of really Wednesday for this show, and they talk about that a lot. And I was like, that's a cool, interesting new kind of twist in terms of really going into that and showing how, yeah, she's Latina and she's still goth. She's still Wednesday through and through in terms of all the quirkiness and all the things with the cello and the dancing and all that other stuff. But she also celebrates Dia de los Muertos and some other stuff. Like, that was cool as fuck to me.
Oh, hands down, agreed. If you watch her interview, she talks about that a little bit, about how she felt like she wanted to portray this as a Latina herself. She wanted to represent her people, as she said. These are her words, and she's great that they kind of brought it back to their roots, as she calls it. So I was totally fine with it. She definitely killed the role, even though, like Blue says, she's in Scream. She'll be in the next Scream, which will be out in March. She's in this celebrated horror movie called X, basically where they try to film a porn movie in the barn and people start killing each other.
Ooh, sounds like enough.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Are they coming or going?
But, I think both. But as Wednesday, she fucking nailed it. Like, holy shit. She was like, the first episode is what kept me going. I was like, holy shit. Because I love the fact that, one, this came out before Glass Onion, because it is a murder mystery. And I do like a good murder mystery. And this came out before Glass Onion, because if this came out around the same time, Glass Onion probably would have overshadowed Wednesday a lot. So I'm glad this came out first. So we got to soak this in, give the props to the show, and then move on to Glass Onion later on in the month. This gave a lot. It was pretty interesting to me because it kind of merged the Addams family with Harry Potter a little bit.
Yes.
Very much. He basically goes to Hogwarts, but instead of magic, they're like ghouls and shit and monsters that are there. They're like the kids
Monster High.
monsters. Yeah, it's basically Monster High. Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was a pretty interesting twist. I know there's a little bit of backlash about the African American characters in the show. They're all kind of bad or heels. But I'm like, if you continue to watch the show, a lot of that kind of turns around pretty quickly.
There's character development, which is cool.
Yeah, definitely. Characters. So that's the thing about, I was going to say, what Blue has just mentioned, there's character growth. There's character development in the show, because things aren't always as they seem. Like almost every fucking episode, there's always some kind of twist that adds to the mystery, that adds to the lore. I love the pop-ups with different parts of the Addams family members that show up.
Yep.
They kind of show up. They add to the more lore, more history, and more questions. So I thought this is such well-crafted series. Well done. It's only
one problem I had.
Go ahead.
Well, one of the problem I had with the black actress that played one of the sirens, the fucking contact lens. Like, why we have to pay contact lens? Because there's times where you'll be looking at her and she'll like look to the right, then look straight again, and her contact isn't center anymore. It's like, God, why? Just let her have fucking black eyes. Like, you don't have to do. I mean, I know she's a siren and she's got to be all kind of special and stuff like that, but like, don't give her contacts. Just let her be fucking natural. Like, come on.
And I know we're all obviously.
Or you just CGI it. I mean, like,
yeah.
Adults.
CGI it.
And I know we're all of a certain age, obviously, and whatnot. Just in terms of kids, because I got an 8.5-year-old daughter or whatever. She, and I think Kronos saw this too, for Halloween. She dressed up as Wednesday before the show came out.
Yeah.
She was all the way in on Wednesday. She's always just loved that character. The animated movies made her a big fan, and then we watched the ones with Christina Ricci and all that. She absolutely loves Jenna Ortega's version of this. She gets a little bit, not like terrified, but like, oh my God, like someone hold me during some monster scenes. But other than that, like this is something that you can watch with the family for the most part, depending on your kid's age and whatnot. But 8-year-old little girls, at least mine, absolutely fucking loves it. And the inspiration, or the thing that I kind of tried to highlight with her, was like, hey, remember Wednesday's brilliantly smart. She loves reading. She loves to play the cello. She, I mean, like, yes, there's weird.
Like her little brother.
Yeah, like, there's creepy little things with the piranhas and the scorpions, but Wednesday has a lot of characteristics that are to be admired, like not giving a fuck what other girls think. You know what I mean?
No. I'm sorry. No. What anybody thinks, not just other girls, fucking body, because she talks shit to adults to their face. As if they're fucking pieces of shit, almost. So
Prodigy, I got a quick question for you.
Or as if they don't know what they're talking about. That's what she talks to them.
So, Prodigy, have you played the song "The Adam Groove" by MC Hammer for your daughter?
Hell yeah! Of course,
do what they do. Want to do? Say what they want to say. The Adams family. I played it for Sweetest today because that song popped in my head because it lives in there rent free. It just popped up and I was like, I gotta watch the video.
Listen to this song, kid. And she's like, what the fuck, Dad? This is garbage.
The music video is so dated. Like, there's a scene where MC Hammer gets his head chopped off and it's just bouncing around. It's like, this is like the worst CGI I've seen in like a long fucking time. It's very, very dated.
Time though, man, it looked great at the time. So
yeah, probably did.
And then shout out to Tim Burton. Like he was like behind all this. I don't know.
Hold on, shout out for Tim Burton for not giving his usual suspects as actors. I'm just saying because they were in litigation. I'm just saying it's not a surprise, Tim Burton.
I expected to see Johnny Depp show up as a teacher at any moment, and Helen Bonham Carter show up as the principal at any moment.
Yeah, we got whole new different people. So
one interesting thing is that the monster in the show was very Tim Burton. It had like the big bulgy eyes, just like from Corpse Bride. Like somebody pointed that out to me. I was like, oh shit, yeah, it did, because that CGI was kind of bad for that little character.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they put some money. They put some.
They did.
Not a crazy budget, but some money into it.
Yeah, and it shows. It shows that they actually paid attention to what was going on. They put the money where they needed to. Like Prodigy was saying, there is some blood. There's some blood and a little bit of gore because people get folded.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
they do.
Yeah,
they do. They're running up that hill.
Yeah, so they do get folded. Just to let you know.
Well, and here's one thing though. While Blue mentioned some of the CGI with the monster, shout out to the CGI folks that spent all that time with Cousin It.
Oh yeah,
or not Cousin It, Thing, right? Thing.
Oh
yeah, Thing.
Thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, Cousin It is in the show.
There has a picture of.
Yeah, that picture of him.
But Thing is a real fucking character. He's like one of the best things about this shit.
He's the best character. He doesn't speak. He like gibbers or he does like weird like sounds, and everyone understands him. It's so fucking great.
When Wednesday fucking cut that hand down to size and just like a lefty would have done it better. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, she clowns fucking Thing, man. That shit's kind of fucked up.
She clowns everybody.
She do though.
The principal, her mom, her own fucking mom.
Oh, shout out to Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh man. Oh man.
Okay, so here's my rule. If you're gonna play Morticia, you got to really rock it in a black dress. And they have never failed. They've never failed with Morticia casting ever.
No, they didn't. It's so. I mean, there's so much great things in the show that outweighs like some of the little like perks in the show. Like I know a lot of people are saying that Wednesday smiles too much. I mean, she smiles only when she like gleefully does something horrific or something terrible happens. She smiles.
When that blood was on her, she had to let out.
She had a huge smile. So I felt like that was on brand.
Of course.
Uncle Fester, she has a smile.
That's like the biggest smile she had. She said Uncle Fester. She was like super cheesy.
Okay. And she tried to cut his ass too. So.
but shout out to the fucking costumes too.
Oh yeah.
Wednesday dressed like fucking Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Like and when she had on that like the black dress at the dance and shit, I was
that's right. That was on brand. I'm telling
you. Every scene. I mean, this woman, because she's a grown woman, she's like 20 years old, 20. And she's holding her own against acting veterans and owning it. This is her show, and it's not like, oh, they gave a show to a young lady. No, this is her show, and she fucking takes the wheel and owns every scene.
One little fun fact: the thing, his full name or its full it's got to be a guy. That's a man's hand. But his name is Thing T Thing. Like that's his full name. I looked it up. I was like, I want to know, can the thing see? Like, how does it know? Like, where's I got really curious on the physical aspects of the thing. Like, can he see? Does he need to eat? Like, because when sorry, this could be a spoiler, but like, yeah, he gets fucking stabbed and he's like bleeding. I'm like, wait, he's got blood? Like, how does his whole anatomy work? Like, what's going on? Like, how is he animated? I need to know how the thing works.
Bro, thing.
He was awesome. He was like, for a character that doesn't talk, he was awesome.
He's the best sidekick character. But the thing's always been cool. Like even in the movies, Thing has been pretty dope.
Yeah, it's funny to me because Thing loves flipping people off. He gives people the finger all the time. It's so good.
I love it. And then the other, just like, to incorporate the whole Edgar Allan Poe stuff in it, I was like, okay, this is a nice fucking twist.
Nevermore Academy, yeah. I mean, which is it's basically Hogwarts in Connecticut.
Ravens.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then again, shout out to Jenna on her fucking dancing and shit. That shit was like, oh shit, she moving.
Yeah. She did.
She's blowing up on TikTok right now.
She's been blowing up everywhere. Shout out to her.
But I dance.
She literally copies the original actress Wednesday, her dance move in the show. And people have it side by side. It's almost fucking frame for frame.
Yep.
But she goes, and they kind of cut it a little early, but she puts it in there.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty fucking awesome. She owned the series. She came in, held her own, and we're not just talking vets. We're talking some of these people are in franchise films.
Yep.
We have seen, and including the middle version of Wednesday, Christine Ricci, which for most people is the pantomime fucking depiction of her. So shout out to her. I can't wait for season 2. I hope it's just as good because this season is off to a great start.
Yeah. One cool thing is the creators of the show, the program creators of the show, are the same people who made Smallville.
Oh shit! Okay,
there you go.
When the credits were running, I was like, how come I feel nostalgia? Like this looked very familiar, and I went back and I was like, wait, these are the guys who created Smallville. I was like, nah, that's fucking dope. Like they're still out there doing fucking crazy great shows.
That's good shit. All right,
you guys, like we all love Wednesday apparently.
Yeah. We should probably wrap it though. It's getting a little late.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Cronus, what you got populating this week? Goddammit.
I'm gonna see my orthopedist tomorrow to see what the fuck is wrong with my foot. So I had a CT scan last week. I've already had 2 X-rays. I've already had an MRI, and I'm gonna see my doctor tomorrow to see what the fuck we're gonna do here. So,
bro, don't have them cut your foot off. I know you're gonna try to get it by.
Just call me Kunta.
Yeah, I know you're gonna try to get some fucking
get a Tony Stark foot.
Yeah, you're gonna get some fucking vibranium fucking foot. Don't do that shit, man. Just keep it all natural.
Like Bucky. But maybe
up it all fucking tall buildings.
No, I just want to be able to work out normally again. So honestly, if it means that I need a fucking fake foot, at this point, I don't really give a shit.
God
So I went from like going from keto to like slimming down my body to like getting like the V shape again to like becoming like slowly becoming a block again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a block yet. I'm not fucking fat, but I can see it in the mirror. It's creeping. I'm not going back there. So if it means like losing my foot to like get my fitness back, fuck the foot. I don't give a shit.
God damn.
That's what Captain Hook said. So you know what I mean. Hook is on.
People think I'm kidding. I'm 100% serious.
Oh. So
I want to be able to like. And what's crazy is I literally just bought a bicycle. I bought a gravel bike. So, but I haven't picked it up yet. I got it off eBay. I got like literally the exact bike that I wanted. I won the bid like 2 days ago.
Shit, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up at the latest this weekend. So hopefully,
carbon fiber bikes are light as shit.
What's up?
No, I was saying that carbon fiber bikes are light as shit. Like,
yes.
dude, you can pick it up with a pinky. It's like ounces.
And it is a carbon fiber bike. So yeah. I got if anyone wants to know, I got a 2021 Specialized Diverged Comp Expert. bike is what I got.
Good shit.
So, I'll pick it up at the latest on Saturday. If I get the okay to drive tomorrow, I'll pick it up on Friday.
Okay.
So, but I just need to be able to fucking drive again and like get back into like actual fitness and shit like that. Because like I can fit my foot into a shoe again. It's not totally comfortable, but it fits. So it's not a baked potato foot anymore. I can put some weight on it. It feels weird, but I need to know if like the weirdness that I'm feeling in my foot is just if it's just gonna be uncomfortable and I can walk on it, or if it's like I'm breaking my foot again. Because
don't re-injure.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that. So I had a CT scan last week, and it basically confirmed that I broke 4 of my metatarsals in my foot. So but they're not broken all the way through. So it's just like partially broken. And then they're worried that still after like my fucking at this point my 4th scan that I have a ligament injury in my foot, and it's hard. It's one of the ones that are hard to like. If you look up like Liz Frank injury, and that's what they think I have on the bottom of my foot, which is like the worst kind. So
wasn't there a football player for the 49ers that just got that injury?
Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. Oh, if he got that, then he's fucked.
Has an ankle injury, and they say he doesn't need surgery.
Oh,
he has a hairline fracture.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't Liz Frank. Liz Frank injuries are like they're pretty brutal. So, and it only happens from like if you watch. Maybe I'll put out a video. I might post a video of like what happened to me. But it's like literally, it's like there's only one way you can do it. It's like if I'm gonna show on like the video, but it's like when your toes are on the ground and your heel is up, and then something hits you in your midfoot, like was in that exact position. That's the only way you can get this fucking injury. The only way, and that's literally what happened to me on the fucking ATV accident. Because my toes were down, my heel was up. And the ATV hit me in my midfoot and smashed my foot. So, yeah, it's a pretty fucked up injury, but hopefully I can get over it. I just need to get back to fucking fitness. Like I'm literally riding this fucking Peloton in the background. If you're watching the video, with one foot clipped in every fucking day. I've
seen that video. I've seen one of your videos.
Yeah, and if you look at like in the other side of me, there's like a fucking weird looking like quilted thing, like room. It's my sauna. So I'm like literally because I can't ride for that long. Because like riding with one foot is fucking hard as fuck. It's hard as fuck. I can ride for like 15, 20 minutes max with one foot.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's fucking hard. So I ride for 15, 20 minutes, hop in the sauna for another 10, 15 minutes, and then I'm done for the day for working out. But I need to do more. But it's hard because I'm aging. But anyway, these are just bullshit complaints. I'll figure it out. I'll get it done. I'll get back into better shape. I'll get back to jiu-jitsu soon. I'm done.
Get well. All right, Blue, what you got?
So, speaking of spending more money, the sweetest and I got, we ordered a new mattress. And dude, mattress, man, they're fucking expensive.
What kind of mattress?
We got a Beauty Res Black.
Okay.
So
because you're black. Okay, I got you.
Basically, yeah. So I'll be laying on the bed and Sweetest gonna not see me. No, but no. Yeah. So we were trying out beds. Like there's a bed called what was it called? I think it was like the Illuminati or something. It was something crazy. Something crazy as fucking name. Right. But this bed was like sleeping on a cloud, dude. Dude, this bed was so fucking comfortable, but the price tag the Black Friday price tag was I think it was like $7,000, but like regular price it's like $10,000. So the bed was $3,000 off. But this bed was super fucking comfortable. It was like made out of like children tears and like virgin hairs and shit like that. It was like some crazy fucking experience the guy gave us, but it was like super comfortable. And we were really trying to get that bed, but like okay, we can't afford that, so we got something else, which is more in about the $4,500 range. But yeah, so the bed comes tomorrow. Super excited about having it because it's a plush pillow top. It's like 16 inches like big or whatever. So it's super fucking comfortable. And the mattress we have right now, it's just it's done. We need something new. So we spent a little extra money on the mattress. So looking forward to that. This Sunday, the Sweetest and I are going to a wedding for one of her friends, which means well, Drunk Blue won't be in the house because it's her friends. And since I got friends,
Drunk Blue's definitely be in the house. I'm just saying. No, does Sebi have a babysitter for the night?
No, we're taking them with us. So
okay. So maybe
I gotta be responsible.
All right. No, you don't. But
okay. Well, actually, yeah, true. But we might get a hotel at the wedding so we can stay there. Not have to worry about driving back because it's like over in like Half Moon Bay area. So
okay.
It's not that far. It's like an hour drive, but
it's right over the bridge.
Yeah, might as well be safe.
It's not
sorry.
right over the bridge.
92? I mean, you take the 92 straight into
and
the
then
mountains.
it's like
a bunch of like some hills.
Yeah, it's like it's right over the 92 and then a one-way road. I'm sorry, two-way road. So yeah,
that's two-way road. I mean, for me, I have to either cross one or two bridges depending on how I go. So
yeah, but so we got that on, and then Sunday is the sweetness birthday. So we're not doing anything on Sunday, but like we're gonna go like out on Monday and do things. So it's gonna be pretty fun. I have a friend. She does like flower arrangements and stuff like that. So she's putting together some arrangement for me, which is kind of cool. But also I bought Nancy. I bought the sweetness a gift, and like she sent me the link like, hey, buy me this gift. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll buy it for you. And like the company never told me it was coming, so like I didn't tell her I bought it for her. But like she went to go check the mail and it was there. She's like, "Oh, this is my gift!" Like, "Oh my god, he got it for me." I'm like, "God damn it!"
Well, let me ask. I'm going to ask you, Blue, and Prodigy a question. Our significant others, did they like randomly ask you to buy them shit?
I'm going to say
or
no.
Suggest like, hey, I want this.
This is
something I've been looking at.
I don't get a lot of that.
You don't get a lot of that? I don't get a lot, but I get enough to where I realize that I don't do that to her. Like, hey, God of War Ragnarok is coming out. It'd be nice if I had it. You know, like I'm just saying.
She gave me options. Like she gave me like, oh, these are the three things I like. Like you can decide which one you want to pick.
Do you give her options? I'm like, shit, do you want?
I do. When she asked what I want, I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like I'm so decided because I buy my own stuff. It's hard for me to figure out like.
I'm the same way. These are just manly observations.
Mm-hmm.
So another kind of manly observation that I noticed recently is that like she's always asked me to do things like if she's in a room, she's like, "Daddy, come here. I want to show you something." But like I never do that to like her. Like I'm never asking her to do something.
Yeah, like.
Don't get in trouble, y'all. Don't.
What? Are you trying to? What are you gonna say, Prodigy?
No, I was just gonna say, don't get in trouble, both of y'all.
I don't give a fuck about being in trouble. I'm not married. I get like, what you getting? She getting half of what?
All right.
Well, that's it for me. You got having fun in my car, driving around, not having to worry about gas. Which it feels like I'm a kid again. Like when you first get your car, because gas was like super cheap when I got my license. It's kind of like that again. I'm not worried about like getting gas and worried about gas mileage and stuff.
Dude,
I mean, just be careful. It's just your electrical bill. I mean, that's all I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which depending on where you live,
So another thing, I have to change my electrical plan because like if you have an EV, there's a cheaper plan. So like after midnight, electricity is a lot cheaper than the standard plan. So it's like instead of paying like 34 cents a kilowatt hour, it drops down to like 21.
It used to be. You know what it used to be to charge your Tesla? It used to be 7 cents a kilowatt hour.
God
damn.
Yeah.
Goddamn fucking.
Blue, I just want you to be careful with that autopilot bullshit. Don't be trusting Elon too much.
Well, it doesn't actually exist.
I thought he was saying there was something where you hands free.
Yeah,
right?
the car has the autopilot in the car. Like it drives yourself.
It
doesn't.
Go ahead.
It doesn't. I mainly use it on the freeway. Like you can't. It doesn't like turn like take a left here, take a right here. It's like if you're driving on a freeway, it keeps you in your lane, and like as the lane curve, whatever, it keeps you like curved or whatever, and it keeps the speed limit.
Yes.
But like as far as like driving it on like the city streets, like it doesn't like change lanes. I mean the full driving version does, like you can change lanes. I actually experienced it. It's scary as fuck because you turn on the blinker, the car like waits to find a time for it to change lanes, and when it doesn't do it subtle. It does it kind of fucking fast. You're like, whoa, what the fuck? But yeah, it's not for city driving as of yet. It's not completely autonomous driving.
It is not what people think it is. And it's been a long time coming, and people are still paying thousands of dollars for this feature that doesn't really exist.
It costs $12,000 to unlock the full self-driving mode,
which it doesn't self-drive everywhere. It
does some cool stuff. Like you can summon your car if you're in the parking lot, but yeah.
I don't trust Elon like that.
Well, locally, like honestly, a lot of this stuff, like the self-driving features, he might have announced that, but like the whole Tesla thing, that is not even his. Like I might do like a whole like thing about Elon Musk being like kind of a charlatan, but he is not like the person that everybody thinks he is. He didn't invent Tesla.
Nope.
He didn't invent the fucking electric car. He didn't invent the Model S, the Model 3, the Model X, the Model Y, the fucking Roadster. None of that shit. He was a fucking investor that pushed the fucking actual inventors out that already had the roadmap. And so with the end of the roadmap, you know where the roadmap ends?
The Tesla truck.
Is the Tesla truck. Yeah, exactly. And you see the fucking insane, boyish nonsense that the Tesla truck is. The Cybertruck.
Yeah.
It looks like something I invented when I was 10. That doesn't actually exist today.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely go do some Elon stuff next week.
But we're winding down. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got all kind of shade for his apartheid ass.
Fuck him.
Old Ninja, what you got?
So we didn't talk about it. I think it's kind of big for what we talk about mostly is the video games awards is tomorrow night.
Oh yes, I voted.
Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to vote. It's on tomorrow night, I think at 8 or something.
You still got a chance to vote.
Yeah.
Vote tonight.
Well, I didn't get a chance to see Willow. We didn't talk about that, but I want to. Second episode aired today, I think. Also, I wanted to see the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. I'm gonna try to watch that. Sometime it's been a couple weeks. Yeah, it's about an hour, I think, like 45 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
I've been talking to Prodigy offline about Atlanta. So I've been catching up. So we've been going back and forth, having some dialogue about what the fuck is happening on this fucking show because it's fucking wild.
One of the best.
I'm on the final season. I'm only like 2 or 3 episodes in. I think it's like 10 episodes or something.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of watching that. We didn't talk about Chainsaw Man. That was my intro for today.
Jesus,
was about Chainsaw.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's
a lot.
So
my intro was a reference to Chainsaw Man.
Oh, I gotta catch up. Good thing.
I got this thing here. We'll put this in the camera.
I can't see it.
Pulling your dick out. Put your dick away.
No, I'm putting it in. I gotta put.
Oh, you finally got a box. Look, you're in the almost future.
Yeah,
I'm PS5, but I guess it's close enough. Maybe.
Yeah. So in like, what is it? A couple days, I'm gonna be playing High on Life. So it's apparently it's.
Oh, is that an exclusive?
Yeah, it's an exclusive to the Microsoft systems.
Motherfucker.
I'm using air quotes. I just saw it the other day. I was like, hold on. This is a Game Pass day one exclusive to Game Pass fucking game.
All right,
I'm like,
well, you know
I'm waiting for this game. So I get to play this fucking game when it drops on Friday.
Good.
So hopefully, I'm gonna try to stream some of it if I remember to. Also, the new season of Destiny started. We've been playing a little bit of that. I haven't gotten Prodigy on it yet. It's been okay. There's some new weapons that are pretty interesting, so it's been cool. So we'll probably do some of that. There's a new dungeon for Destiny opening up tomorrow, Friday.
Okay.
Comes out Friday, so we'll see what's happening with that. Other than that, because I'm probably gonna be at home.
High on Life comes out next week, man.
The next week? I thought it was this week. That's 13th. Fine. Anyway, that's fine. I've been playing a lot of fucking Modern Warfare, which we didn't talk about today because there was some news. Also trying to convince Prodigy to play because he keeps talking about it, but he won't fucking bite the bullet.
Which one? Oh, Modern
Warfare. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to do it. Shit, but let me finish Ragnarok first.
So I will give you a little caveat that the Warzone/DMZ, that shit's free, so you can play that and see what you think.
Is the game free?
No, the game isn't free. But I've been playing. We've been playing with Stitch.
It's a weird
if
thing
you want
to
to find
say.
Stitch,
that part is free, but you have to buy it to get it free.
No, that part is free, but you want the rest of the game, like the multiplayer and the campaign, you got to pay for that.
Wait, so which part is free?
The Warzone part is free.
Oh, okay.
Just like last season. Warzone is free, and their new mode, which is a hybrid of Warzone DMZ, that's free. So, if you want to find Stitch, that's where he's at. He's on Modern Warfare. So he's there usually like 2 or 3 times a week on there. So that's kind of it for me.
Okay, good shit. For me, definitely watching Game Awards tomorrow. I think actually today.
Hey, sorry, Prodigy. You talking about the Game Awards? If any of you are going to watch the Game Awards tomorrow, go on. I think it's either Steam and also the Game Awards. They're giving away a Steam Deck for every minute
that
the Game Awards is on. So it's 180 Steam Decks they're giving away.
Which version of the Steam Deck?
Well, at this point it's free. It doesn't fucking matter. Like seriously, like
giveaway.
If you get, it's a giveaway, man. Like I won't go into it, but any kind of Steam Deck you can get, if it's free, fucking get it. It's literally changed my PC gaming experience. I'm playing Final Fantasy 6 on there right now, or 3 in America, which is the best game, best RPG ever. But yeah, sign up for it and see if you can get a free Steam Deck.
There you go.
During the Game Awards.
Definitely watching that tomorrow. They came out with, predictably, because a lot of people put this out there as through the rumor mill, but new Elden Ring DLC that's free with like
today, right?
Yeah, it's out today with spirit summons and 3v3 battles all up in those Colosseums. I think there's 3 different Colosseums. So a lot of people predicted that. I can't wait to try that. I haven't played it in several months. And then I'm getting my goddamn tickets for this Avatar Way of the Water, because that's dropping, I think, next week.
The 16th.
Yeah, I need to see that one opening week, and I'm getting my tickets. I'm kind of hyped now. It seems like James Cameron may have done his thing again. So it's 3 hours.
So name 3 characters from Avatar.
So we got Jake Sully. I mean, we've done this before, but obviously we got Jake Sully as the lead and Sigourney and whatever. But
what are they? Well, so Jake and the rest.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You know what's interesting?
I know Jake Sully.
James Cameron talked about this, how like nobody remembers his character's name. So like he said in the new one he's trying to add more emphasis on people trying to remember the character's name. So
I hope
even he knows that nobody
well,
remembers the character's name.
I think that somebody could convince me that the movie never existed.
I mean, look, it's still the highest grossing movie of all time.
No, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have memories. I mean, I was in Qatar. I watched it in an IMAX. My first fake IMAX was over in Qatar, and I watched Avatar there. Yeah, I thought it was cool, but then I was like, it was like one of those weird things where I couldn't remember like any of the characters, which is like the first time where it's like I watched the entire thing, and I think I maybe remember Jake, but everybody else, I don't know. I remember Pandora. That's the name of the fucking planet, but
yeah.
So you cannot vote in the Video Game Awards. It's just closed. They tell you who the fucking nominees are, but you can't vote.
Yeah, you probably just closed while we were on the air.
Wait, the Video Game Awards?
Yeah, you can't vote. It says voting today. I'm looking at it right now.
Well, because it comes out literally in like a couple hours. But yeah, I guess I was wrong, but I literally voted today.
Yeah,
I can't vote for shit.
But anyway, I'm still looking for it. Like I said, I want to see this Avatar Way of the Water. It looks interesting. Take us out, old ninja.
All right. You just experienced Black and Black times Infinity. Thank this podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with BZNBTI, which is BTHANBTI. Anywhere you listen to your podcast, anywhere you consume this. If you didn't know, if you listen to this via audio, We go live every Wednesday, 8:30 Pacific ish. Check our official website, benheadproductions.com/BZBTI. You can email us at bzmbti@gmail.com. You got like your BZBTI or some kind of burning dank ass question that you got. You're like, hey,
you could have gonorrhea if it's burning. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's true too. See a doctor. That's the case. But yeah, there you go.
Just microwave your balls.
No, don't do that.
Become sterile because there's too many humans on this planet anyway. So I agree with what Prodigy just said.
You never have to wear a condom again.
This is so I can start voting and then I look this fucking voting. So
you have radiated kids. You got the Hulk. You can bust Hulk nuts.
You know that creature from Barbarian on HBO Max.
All right, I'm very ridiculous. We out of here?
We're out.
All right.